Listen here, I have a splendid new plan. Step 1, convert Domo to our side. With his vast knowledge of top-secret intel, he would be a valuable asset in the fight against... Well then, let me just strike lines through steps 2 through 34. No, it's too late. And I won't be involved in another corpse reanimation. Yours was quite enough. The dark arts and yours truly mix like oil and water. Besides, I've already crossed out the darn list. You can't even read it in any... Struck a nerve, did I? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. And here you are with the usual demeanor that is cool as a cucumber. Just remember, if you're illiterate, that nixes any future jobs in the secretarial pool. You might want to brush up on those primers. Allow me to interject here. Speaking one's thoughts aloud not only distracts enemies, but also gently nudges the player to perform certain tasks, while still maintaining a sense of personal autonomy within one's self. I've said too much. Need to know intel, I'm afraid. Forget I mentioned anything. I have full confidence you'll be spurred to action in no time. Freedom! You're speaking my language. Now, let's rout this rotund reprobate. Look, the Earth is full of bona fide athletic champions. Bruiser Kennard, Man Mountain Dean, Killer Casey. I already am famous. The 17th most popular superhero behind Marvex the Super Robot. Technically, Mojo stole your title. Is there an option C? I did not agree to this. I'd never sign a contract with salty language in it. It could have just read Entertainment Powerhouse, but Mojo had to insert a certain 4-letter intensifier commonly seen in bathroom stall scrawlings. Carl! So is this our kiss and say goodbye scene? Where I tell you, two little people like us don't amount to a hill of beans in this crazy universe? Truthfully, I've never had much of a head for business. I leave that to my manager, Shifty O'Sullivan. Come now, I'm no Canadian. I renounced my citizenship in 1930. What do you use on your underflaps? My mother has a special soap made with beef tallow and peppermint oil, yet she still has the most stubborn case of intertrigo. I thought I made it clear that I have no interest in joining the Nova Corps. That's some rather, strong language for a contract. I'm already a champion in the hearts of freedom-loving boys and girls across America. Besides, isn't Carl already your champion? What's that, Carl? I don't get your meaning. Language, son. Onwards for democracy! Who are you all again? Let's talk this through, huh? Not for me. I could chat for days. Carl, we've spent so much time together, and it seems we hardly know each other. For instance, Carl. Is that a family name? Really? Father? Grandfather? Uncle? I don't think I'm following. Is it a family name or not? Thank you also for fulfilling my desperate need for constant admiration. Okay, I'm more of a quipster than a conversationalist. We can't all be great at everything. What next? Look, I'm not keen to hit her either. Then again, it is kind of awkward just standing here, huh? I'm sorry my conversational skills are lacking. I'm just not really interested in other people. It's true I lack empathy. I'm also entitled, and boy, do I have a grandiose sense of self. Come now, there's no need for violence. So you don't want to tell about the origins of your name, so what? Can we try to talk this through? Excuse me, I'm trying to have a conversation with you. How about jokes? You know any good jokes? I have an unusually thick skull. It's a hereditary condition. My paternal grandfather also had an unusually thick skull. You could drive a roofing nail into his forehead and it would only penetrate halfway through. We already discussed the contract. I don't recall signing it. Perhaps I was in a compromised state. I disagree, Carl. Mojo ruined everything. What other naughty words were in that contract? Pee-pee? Poo-poo? Doo-doo? You're right. Poo-poo and doo-doo are synonyms. To have them both in there would be redundant. I'm a narcissist, not a sociopath. While I process my feelings differently, I do have a heart. We're back in this spot again, eh? To enact further violence upon her would be ungentlemanly. But not to fulfill her masochistic need for violence would also be ungentlemanly. Quite the conundrum. Carl, talk feelings. You seem really focused on this championship title. Awards, accolades, they've eluded me. And you know what? I'm just fine. I lost Best Newcomer 1940 to Mantor the Magician, and I couldn't care a whit. There's a hole in you that not even a championship can fill, Carl. You really need to focus on the important things in life. Ma'am, if your goal was to raise my dander, consider it raised. I don't even know what dander is. I'm so upset I can't conceive of its definition. Do you ever get so angry that you can't think straight and you forget important things like who was the youngest signer of the Declaration of Independence? Edward Rutledge. It was Edward Rutledge. Do you know who the oldest signer of the Declaration of Independence was? No, it was Benjamin Franklin. Did you not know that? Well, it's true, it was Benjamin Franklin. He was, 70 years old. Hold on a minute. We're just getting to better know this complex, remarkable woman, and now we're going to kill her? Surely there are other options, right? I mean, I don't know any other options, but I bet you do. That really wasn't a yes or no question. It Wasn't even a question, actually, but certainly we can agree that it's best not to kill her, right? You disappoint me. You really disappoint me. If you're in Deadpool's pool of pals, consider your membership revoked. Of course, that will require a call to my manager, Shifty O'Sullivan. He handles those sorts of things. But mark my words, within 5 to 10 business days, you will no longer be a member in good standing. Good. I'm glad we're in agreement here. Death is too strong a punishment, even if their knowledge of Founding Father Benjamin Franklin is scant at best. Carl, I've realized I know so little about you. For instance, I don't even know your favorite color. I feel like there's a more appropriate response to this situation than more violence. Unfortunately, outside of American history, violence is about all I know. Your favorite color? Let me guess. Blue? Red? Your lack of knowledge of American history is truly astounding. Bet you can't name all 13 original colonies. You think Paul Revere's ride is an amusement park attraction, don't you? You probably think the Louisiana Purchase is a shopping event. You wouldn't know the difference between Button Gwinnett and a pants button. What was that? It was as if I was seized by a sudden, uncontrollable urge. That's what you think, Mojo. I don't do press. You got it. Right after I doo-doo on your desk. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. For the record, if you do find a doo-doo on your desk, I didn't do it. I might ask Major Domo. He's got the deviant look of a desk defecator. Everyone here knows what I'm talking about. Carl and we had some good times together. There was the time, we compared hands. Did you know on Carl's middle right hand, her index finger is longer than her ring finger? Whereas on my left hand, my pinky is almost the same length as my middle finger. Boy, we sure laughed about that one for a while. Then there was the time we, dabbled in Satanism. While Carl considered herself more of a Luciferian, I identified more as a theosophical esotericist. Then, we had the argument about helmet safety standards. I said for your standard construction job, all you need is a crown-only helmet. Carl insisted you need crown and lateral protection. Can you believe that? Then we, had another argument. This time about the best way to prepare squid. Carl said you had to boil it first for 30 to 45 minutes, but I said no, you just sear it in a pan on high heat. And that was the inscrutable, multifaceted woman that was Carl. An artist, a warrior, a Luciferian seafood connoisseur. This blue sphere. I'm certain it represents something, but just what, I haven't the foggiest. What the devil is that thing? Whatever it is, I don't want it. Perhaps I should pass it along to someone else. Someone who would appreciate it. Or at least understand what it is. Well, well, great wonder of wonders. I haven't forgotten that you wanted Carl dead. Her resurrection changes nothing. Your Pool of Pals membership is still revoked. In 5 to 10 business days. Aren't you glad you didn't want to kill Carl? She can now turn over a new leaf. Perhaps she'll take this unprecedented opportunity to read the 6-volume memoirs of the life and writings of Benjamin Franklin. Away with you, Blue Sphere! That was past me. Present me brought you back from the inky abyss of death. Future me promises to never kill you again. I don't know about the specifics of the contract. Was there a death clause in there? Or, more in the spirit of the language of Mojo's legal team, a death F-word, S-word, PP doo-doo clause? I assume, but I'm not an attorney myself. You can, but again, lacking a law degree and having not actually read the contract myself, I can only assume that Fighting Mojo does not violate any contractual statutes. Who are these indisputably attractive individuals? Oh? Who are they? It appears they have consumed some improperly prepared squid. So, we gather our legal team while you handle this portly potentate? Well, I did defeat Baron von Blubberback in Valiant Vanquishers number 14, so I do have experience with generously proportioned foes. Very well. We'll be sending this obese oppressor to the big fat farm in the sky. Well then, that wraps up another rollicking caper. What happens next? Let's find out together. What about radio broadcast rights? You have to know this television gimmick is just another passing fad. Gee, he's heavy. Reminds me of this time during the Burma campaign when there was a dead elephant blocking our only path through the Irrawaddy Valley. Carl, you're looking well. Am I blushing? I hope I'm not blushing. How are you? True, but don't lay it on too thick. I don't accept compliments well. Why can't I just accept a compliment? Ah, what a burden it is to carry. How about we go to a nice, romantic restaurant? Ever been to Doodle Dogs? Certainly. Well, there's that too. Playing hard to get, huh? You mean you're just abandoning this majestic venue? I could do something with it. I have ideas. I'm not just a soldier, you know. Not even prisoners of war. Okay, I'll entice them with beef jerky as a form of payment. Carl, what about all the good times we shared? Did they mean nothing to you? Do you think you can just forget? Actually, we've got to get back. There's a war on. Look, I too have faith in America's fighting men, but do you really think they can win this without me? They don't even have doodle dogs here. What else do you need to know? Hold that thought. Fascinating, however. Stop talking. I'm going to speak now, friend. Spiral, were you aware of Red Skull's presence here? I was supposed to bring a mojo bag? Was this in the briefing? Which I was definitely paying attention to and not reading the latest issue of Stocking Parade featuring a bevy of bewitching Broadway beauties? Not specifically, but I don't think it would hurt. See, the proprietors of this establishment installed this machine to earn a profit. What I mean, friend, is that the odds do not favor you. Rather, they favor the... Know what, I might as well be lecturing a rubber tree. Just ignore me and enjoy your games of chance, sir. Are cherries better than lemons? How about plums? Where do those fit into the fruit hierarchy? Say, have you been out to see the Boulder Dam? That's really gotta be something, huh? You know, instead of sinking your nickels into this machine, you could be investing in war bonds. Just a thought. Always a pleasure to meet a fan. Are you a member of Deadpool's Pool of Pals? A character who goes by the name Mephisto. Do you know him? No, none of the names are ringing a bell. Are you familiar with a mojo, perchance? Quite girthsome. I'd say he'd benefit from an intensive calisthenics regimen. When you have a moment, I'd like to inquire about your employee, Adonis. I have to say, I didn't care for his demeanor. What the devil is a mixologist? Although I should probably accept the gentleman's token. Wouldn't want to insult him. Six succubus sissing, six succubus sicking... Now that's a downright fiendish tongue twister. What if I can't say it at all? Good evening, gentlemen. Could either of you enlighten me regarding the dress code here? Ahem. Let's say I stepped into your restaurant for your finest New York cut sirloin. What sort of evening apparel would be expected? Thoughts on a midnight blue dinner jacket with satin lapels? Too casual. Greetings, kind sir. I like your aftershave. Is that bay rum? Spiral, this is gonna be a piece of ribbon cake with honey whip frosting. You heard the fella, he's coming right back. Just as soon as I can say 7 of Sinbad's swarthiest sailors... No, that's not right. Hold on! 16 seals slurping spaghetti in St. Stephen's Square. That must not have been it. Do you remember Mephisto's tongue twister? There were a lot of words beginning with S in it. One of the words was actually a number. A bar! They better have a bottle of Old Shenley back there. Hello, fellow bar patron. I don't know if you've been here before, but I'd avoid ordering the unholy water. Also, if you can believe it, they don't keep Old Shenley in stock. How do you know my name? Your associate. What sort of line are you in? Encyclopedias? Vacuum cleaners? He's after Mephisto? I'm also after Mephisto. What happened? Did Mephisto tie him up with one of his devious tongue twisters? I don't know, Andre. This gentleman knew who I was, and I've never met him before in my life. Red Skull? It was you in disguise this whole time? Now it all makes sense. Andre, you needn't take lip from this man. He's a war criminal. He's wanted for subversive activities against the United States. Who else is hiding around here? Baron Zemo? Herr Schnitzel? Captain Von Nuisance? Good heavens! Yeah, I was just about to tell him that. Holy cats! Excuse me, barkeep, while I give this token one last look over. It appears to be made with some sort of injection-molded plastic. Interesting color scheme. Quite a whimsical design, don't you agree? It would make a fine souvenir of my stay at Hotel Inferno, but alas... Are you making that with Old Shenley? It's the whiskey drinkers prefer. Do you know why connoisseurs prefer Old Shenley? It's a rich, full-bodied whiskey with no raw aftertaste. Also, it's easy on you the next morning, if consumed in moderation. Third, it provides never-failing protection against lesser substitutes when you order it by name. First off, can I say that was quite the performance? Second, can I say top-notch presentation? So appetizing in appearance. I mean, I wish I were already quaffing this delectable-looking cocktail. Hold on another second. I'm merely preparing my palate for this ambrosial concoction. Ah, yes. There it is. I hold it in my hand. Sorry, an involuntary twitch from an old wound I acquired during the Greco-Italian War. While I was in OFLAG 13B, my fellow prisoners made a crude wine by fermenting jelly packets in the toilet tanks, and, well, let me say this cocktail really takes me back. Spiral, do you know where my good chum Mephisto went? I know I didn't repeat his tongue twister, but surely he should have returned by now. Don't worry, though, I have a plan. They say you can't beat the house, but they've never seen me play Omaha Hold'em. Hello, friend. What you drinking? A Ward 8? A French 75? Roman Punch? How about the local baseball club, huh? If they were any lousier, you'd have to rename them the Philadelphia Athletics, am I right? How about this weather, huh? Next year, I think I'm gonna take a vacation somewhere cooler, like the surface of the sun. So, what's been the highlight of your vacation so far? Anything? Not a single highlight, huh? Ha! Hope nobody saw that. Whew! Might need to take an antacid tablet later. I should probably remove this, huh? At least I wasn't wearing my favorite dinner jacket. To be frank, the abdominal discomfort is getting to be a little much. I think some of the other bar patrons are starting to stare, and, well, I hate to make a scene. Holy flaming Moses! A buffet? I'll do a little survey first before making my selections. Say, has anybody tried the chef's special tetrazzini? French fries, home fries, curly fries? You're certainly spoiled for choice here when it comes to potato-based side dishes. I'm noting a suspicious absence of calves' livers. How can you have a buffet without calves' livers? Will they make me a jelly omelet? I love a good jelly omelet. Not seeing any buttermilk anywhere. That's perplexing. Gee, the grilled Seattle halibut looks good, but I don't know about eating seafood this far from the coast. Say, what kind of door material are we working with here? Is that a laminate? Hey there, fellas, do you know if those doors over there are a laminate? Ordinarily, drafts only seem to be a problem with exterior doors. That's what makes this conundrum so confounding. Well, we're gonna have to remove this one too. I might talk to management here about using a different contractor next time. So, this Mephisto, what's his line? Is he a card shark? A brothel proprietor, perhaps? You saw the briefing too, I imagine. I just thought we might compare notes. Yes, the weapons for securing and confining. So are we talking a throw net or a pole net? If it is a pole net, does it have an extendable handle so I can maintain a safe distance? If so, how does the extension mechanism work? Is it telescoping or is there a button? You know, maybe I should test it on a raccoon first, or a possum. Ma'am, I don't know if you've ever had to remove a rabid possum from a root cellar before, but I'd hardly call it recreation. Hold on, what's this now? Spiral, can you please contact casino management? I hit the jackpot on one of their slot machines, then it conveniently disappeared before I could collect my winnings. I don't think you understand. By my estimate, I just won $20. I could buy 10 New York sirloins with that kind of money. Mephisto? No, I haven't subdued Mephisto. I don't think you just heard me. I won $20. Ah, maybe now I will finally see the fabled Tropican review I read so eagerly about. Hold on now, I thought we'd come to an unspoken agreement. I get Mephisto, you get to walk away with your life. Perhaps my threat was too subtle. Unless you hand over Mephisto, I'll cut you down where you stand, crimson-faced cretin. I said, unless you hand over Mephisto, I'll cut you down where you stand, crimson-faced cretin. I will. You think Liberty's light-bearer would shirk from a little eye contact? Wowie! It's like a March of Time newsreel. Boy, do I ever cut a heroic figure. Aha! The Axis never knew what hit 'em, and they called that a war crime. You fools. Americans can't commit war crimes. Well, I told Marvex the super robot to stay out of my way, and he should have listened. Civilian casualties. Yes, they are unfortunate, but sometimes you have to make tough calls in the heat of battle. What constitutes cruel treatment of prisoners of war anyway? Who can really say? They should have made me Time Man of the Year for that, instead of that old fuddy-duddy Churchill. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much indeed. Well, Red Skull, I've had a high old time. But when next we meet on the battlefield, we meet as enemies. Auf Wiedersehen! Hold on a minute, fellas. I'm not with that kill-crazy kraut-cruncher Red Skull. I'm just in town for the, Hat Finishers Association's annual meeting. Gentlemen, but how will I learn the latest methods for shaping and finishing all varieties of hats? Assigned to Red Skull's mop-up duty? How humiliating. Hardly officer material, this one. There you are, you Faustian fiend. More gambling? I have to say, I really expected a greater variety of entertainment offerings. Gosh, if I see another slot machine, why, I don't know what I'll do. I abhor siding with the enemy, but poor craftsmanship is the biggest enemy of all. I think Red Skull could use a hand. If only I had a similar tugging instrument. You're going about it all wrong, Red Skull. Leverage is key. This looks like a job for the grapnel of justice. Huzzah! Teamwork at its finest. Now, we won't mention this collaboration to anyone, will we? I don't expect anything in writing, but maybe a simple nod of acknowledgement, at least. I knew it! Upon closer inspection, this door is substandard as well. I dare say we should check to see if that Uber door is as drafty as the others. I plan to assume it's equally defective and destroy it on principle. I feel compelled to check the status of that door. One of my few idiosyncrasies, I assure you. I'm sure that door must be destroyed like the others. Great mother of pearl! Did no one learn from the poor artisanship of the other doors? They've gone and built a bigger one. Although its stature is immense, I'll assume its basic design flaw remains. Red Skull! Don't think I've forgotten about you, you hate-mongering Hun! Okay, you just hang around. Someone might want to look at the toilet chain. Don't think they're supposed to do that. Egad, it's that mad merchant of malice, Red Skull! Look at him show off! Boy, I'd really like to put a stick in his spokes. Hello there, friend. Would you like to join me in catching a French-style review? Never mind, it looks like I will be attending it alone. Yes, it's probably best to explore. Wouldn't want to appear over-eager. This lushly appointed hallway appears promising. Okay, looks like we're on to something now. Now what's that all about? Yep, looks like a drafty door is the culprit. I think you're gonna have to remove the door, then replace all weather seals. Gee, this door sure is stubborn. I need a hinge pin remover. Any of you fellas have one? So what is this, a BMW? A Zundap? I'm afraid I'm only familiar with American iron, Red Skull. Is that all this trike's got? Well, let me be the first to inform you that your little motorad can't hold a candle to a Harley-Davidson WLA. You Huns ought to leave motorcycles to the experts and stick to what you're good at, grinding out sausages. Isn't this a pip, huh? Deadpool and Red Skull riding together. I don't think even Magar the Mystic could have foreseen this. Sometimes in the wee small hours I'd ask myself, after this crazy war's over, who might Wade Wilson forge an unlikely alliance with? It was always Baron Zemo, never you. I guess I'm still not over Tubby Tinkle. That little fat boy was the best partner this old soldier ever had. Whoa, I'm really feeling the road back here. You might want to get that suspension looked at. Red Skull! You rouge rogue! I never should have trusted you! Oh, what's this? This is what I call a warm welcome. Kids only play with fire under adult supervision. What is this place? I don't recall making a reservation here. I'll have you know that when I travel, I only stay at the Alamo Plaza Hotel Courts, where you always receive service and comfort without extravagance. Why, I remember I was in Beaumont, Texas, not before I finished telling you about the exceptional cooks and charming waitresses at the Alamo Plaza restaurant. This is Las Vegas, you say? Where's the Paradise, the Pioneer Club, the El Rancho? Where's the open-handed, down-home unpretentiousness this city is renowned for? Well, this is Glitter Gulch. I was thinking battered Stetsons, gingham shirts, mud-caked ropers, but this facade says black ties, white dinner jackets, patent leather shoes, and, well, I hate to be underdressed. So, are we here to dispense frontier justice to a band of death-dealing desperados? Or are we contending with criminals of an altogether different stripe? Mephisto? What's a Mephisto? You said it. The lack of the specificity regarding dress code here is madness-making. Would a one-button cutaway be too formal? Would a shawl collar be too casual? It's enough to drive a fella batty. Aha! So you admit it. Your hotel does have a dance program featuring high-kicking hotsy-totsies. Well, come with me. Your choreography skills will be greatly appreciated on Mojo World. Are you meaning to tell me this was all an elaborate ruse? Some sort of confidence trick? By the way, I need to tell you about your staff. After all the rough handling they gave me, I'd say you owe me another drink token. No delusions of grandeur here. Just one patriot's dream of liberty and justice for all. Sorry, I already have a job working for Uncle Sam and Mojo, but that's just a temporary arrangement. Well, we'll just see about that, won't we? Red Skull, you fiery-faced fiend! Honing in on my quarry, are you? Listen, Johnny Gestapo, this will not stand! How about you don't speak in my presence? To be honest, after all the beeping and buzzing of those blasted gambling machines, I could use a little quiet. Oh, you just had to get the last word in, didn't you? Oof! No, you get off! Well, I have to say, this hotel has a ways to go in the area of customer service. Well, I'll be a bald-headed eagle. A secret? I must know more. Another secret level comes to a satisfying conclusion. I can't be seen gambling. I'm Deadpool, the bulwark of freedom's fortress. It would really set a poor example for my pool of pals. Those boys and girls really look up to me as a model of bravery, self-reliance, and clean living. Of course, I have killed untold thousands, not that they weren't deserving of my swift brand of justice. Also, and perhaps even worse, I sat down less than half an hour ago and ordered an alcoholic beverage. Okay, here goes nothing. Look at those symbols spin. I won? I won! What do I get? This reminds me of another sticky situation I once found myself in. Picture this. The region, occupied France. The locale, Madame Dupont's Le Bar à Pinard. It was a favored watering hole for many an Axis officer. They had no taste in wine, of course, so the major draw must have been Madame Dupont's collection of comely young barmaids. Unbeknownst to everyone, I was cunningly disguised as one of those very barmaids. I'll have you know I dispatched 23 combatants that fateful evening, and made over 200 Reichsmarks in tips. Well, close is a relative term, would you agree? In that case, I nearly have the fiend in hand. Oh, it's only a matter of time, but if you're in a hurry, open one of your portals on my position. If time is truly of the essence, I'll bum rush the next unholy fiend through said portal, and you and yours can play with him until I complete the mission. Gentlemen, no need to blow a gasket. I didn't mean to interrupt. In fact, I was looking for the floor show. I believe it was the February issue of Stocking Parade that spoke of, quote, lavish productions with glittering glamour dolls by the dozen. Obviously, this is all an embarrassing mix-up. If any of you could point me to the nearest French-style review, it would be much appreciated. A sports betting operation? Is this even legal in the state of Nevada? Didn't realize there were this many athletic contests happening simultaneously. Any wrestling competitions? You know, it's one of the last honest sports left. How about boxing? Let me tell you, you'll never lose betting on that battling Jack Murdoch. I'm not certain what this is, and I've already lost interest. Are the Philadelphia Athletics playing? I'm not ordinarily a gambler, but I'd bet against the Athletics anytime. Leaping Lucifer's beard! I'm glad to see you, lads. See, I'm in the market for some racy entertainment, and... forget it. These stairs are on fire. I hope they invested in a good asbestos carpet underlay. Boy, wish I'd been warned about all the stairs. You know, they really should install an elevator in this hotel. Whew, boy. These stairs are really taking a toll on my hamstrings. Okay, now I bet that old rascal Mephisto's right around the next corner. Hello, and who are you? Not a man of many words, eh? Say, how about those, Bearcats, Blue Sox, Zephyrs? Does Las Vegas even have a baseball club? Pretty balmy today, isn't it? I knew I should have worn my tropical weight suit. By the by, what's the dress code here? I haven't seen it posted anywhere. Adonis. Of Greek extraction, I presume. You know, you Greeks make fine sailors. Why, I served on the poop. Look, I'll hand over the weapons in due time. I just thought as a gentleman of Hellenic persuasion, you'd be interested in my first-hand account of the Greco-Italian War. Fine. I hope Il Duce chokes on 'em. Whoa there! I'd said I'd hand them over. The swords, too? You know, they're really more... ceremonial? Grenades. Okay, that's understandable. How about I frisk you? Yeah, how do you like that? How about we see who the better man is, eh? How about we engage in feats of strength? Come on, grab an old broom handle. I challenge you to a cane wrestling contest. But is it as good as a doodle dog? How does that chimichanga rate against other chimichangas you've eaten off the ground? Headpool, what's your favorite cantina? Gee, that's an awful lot of chimichangas. Not sure. I forgot my eyeglasses. Is that my stomach or yours? Couldn't say. But boy, I can tell you what happens when you eat too many caliente Mexicano dogs. You've already made it this far. Why stop now? Well, you can't, because then I would have to eat those, and frankly, they look revolting. Yes, but only if you explain how that whole thing works, with you being just ahead and all. I bet it's fascinating. Hold on a minute. You didn't want me to die, did you? I've been called pretty extreme myself. I can dance the St. Louis shag. So, obviously, after we win, they'll want to talk to the team captain, and I think we need to rethink our strategy. You stay back while I take them out in a whirlwind of flashing blades and blazing guns. Listen, I'm all for good sportsmanship, but that doesn't make for good television. What if we fight dirty? Sorry, lady. The only corps I recognize is the U.S. Army. Look, it only makes sense. I'm clearly the superior athlete. In times like these, I think, what would Bronco Nagurski do? $75 million to be a sports announcer? What a perfectly ludicrous notion. Did you read my team-up story ideas? Are we winning or losing? I'm sure the rules for this game were explained, but I probably wasn't paying attention. So I was thinking we needed someone with a little more girth on the field. How about we call in Fatpool? Are you familiar with the Battle of Bunker Hill? Something like that, but with less artillery and warships. Say, what's with the ribbing? I thought we were pals. Well then, a fair weather friend is something I don't need. Allow an old-timer to handle this. You've got a lesson or two to learn in battlefield decorum. Think someone needs to go back to basic training. I was in the Battle of the Bulge. This is nothing. I've seen better shooting at a summer camp rifle range. Come on, we don't want to disappoint all those youngsters in the crowd. Well, this isn't my worst team-up. That would be Decor, the detective magician. This reminds me just how much I enjoy wanton bloodshed. They don't make soldiers like they used to, huh? Keep up, Greenhorn. Let a veteran show you how it's done. Must your uniform be so form-fitting? I mean, good gosh, man. Leave something to the imagination. Actually, I try not to feel emotions. Rather, I bottle them up deep inside. Look, there's no reason the same winking charm I brought to Deadpool's daring radio hour shouldn't translate to a visual medium. I haven't the foggiest notion what you're talking about. This costume was hand-sewn by my mother. Yeah, someday we'll do something about those hobos. They're a menace to America's railways. So, you're a jokester, huh? We had a wisecracker with us in Normandy. Stepped on a landmine. All that was left to send home was his right arm. Look, you may not like me, soldier, but you have to respect my rank. Are you implying my mother is a slut? My mother is not a slut! No, actually, Omar Bradley banned me from flag-raising ceremonies and all other public military events. See? That's exactly what the Axis wants us to believe. Don't tell me you can't see through their subterfuge. Unless, of course, you're in cahoots with them. Frankly, owing to your lack of discipline, I'm surprised you've survived this far. Look, son, I'm in the military. I'm accustomed to salty talk. But is it necessary to curse so much? Mirthful? Really? I don't know if I'd describe myself as mirthful. The magnanimous man-o'-war, perhaps, but certainly not mirthful. If you're trying to insult me with another one of your denigrating nicknames, you've succeeded. Is that a fact? Well, I have a nickname for you. Head Pooh? Why, you look like a regular Gene Autry. Wherever do you find that colorful Western wear? What's the best meal you ever had, friend? Ah, an interesting strategy, but alas, I lack the patience for such a ploy. Let's just shoot recklessly in their general direction. Oh no, friend, I can attest to the power of penicillin. Very effective against gonorrhea. Except for that dreaded Filipino strain. Hey, you won't hear anything but praise from me about his sound record of civil service reform. I've watched enough cowboy pictures to know I do just fine in the Old West. So you see, these so-called Mojo bots claim to be in service of Mojo. But I actually think they're Axis super spies sent by the Red Skull himself. Sure, but have you ever tried to outdrink Douglas MacArthur? Fascinating, you'll have to tell me more later. Now that was unnecessary. Reminds me of my time serving under Omar Bradley. You know he was called the GI's general, but not by me. He never smiled. He had the same breakfast every morning. 1 soft-boiled egg, 2 sausage links, coffee, orange juice. Exactly. How do you trust a man who only eats soft-boiled eggs? 8%. But that's the US of A territory only. I don't want to taint myself with foreign monies. Never! Unions are communist-dominated organizations whose sole purpose is to sabotage the American government. And you kicked us off the press tour. Not at all. He gave me 10 sawbucks to put you on ice, and a promise to have cheesecake pinups eliminated from Men's Odyssey magazine before they do any more to erode the moral fiber of America's red-blooded young men fighting overseas. The only time I visit those open-air dens of iniquity is to report on illicit acts to my local chapter of the Society for Suppression of Degenerate Behavior. I'm not a pervert! I found him rather charming myself. A real humdinger of a Deadpool. My friend, you do quite the disservice to the good Deadpool name. In my day, we didn't break the fourth wall, we respected it. I'd hop in a time machine back home, but I'd hate to leave you unsupervised. I know a draft dodger when I see one. During the war, the shooting came first, the quips second. I stormed Normandy, you stormed the Taco Loco buffet. In my day, we fought for freedom, not frozen pizza promotions. My fists write history. Yours just write tired pop culture references. If you'd fought in WW2, we'd still be fighting it. I've seen Italian grenades with better timing than you. Was this all a dream? Because when I wake up, I expect my prize payment in 10-ounce gold bars. And when I say bars, I mean bars, not ingots. You bet $13,000 against me? Why, for that money, you could have bought a whole fleet of Packard Custom Super 8s. I'm a soldier, sir, not a hitman. And while we're discussing looks, you're not exactly Tyrone Power. I once called General William H. Simpson that, and he looked like if a chimpanzee had sex with a baked potato. Just like Misto the Magician to pull a disappearing act. Well, I don't need magic to catch up, just good old-fashioned American initiative. And perhaps a few fast twitch muscles. Obviously, you didn't taste the Thanksgiving meal I improvised during the Battle of Hütgen Forest, with a partially decomposed squirrel, some pine needles, and a handful of possibly poisonous berries. Blue Ball, surely you've brought something to deliver me from this predicament. We should probably find out, shouldn't we? I mean, you probably don't enjoy this predicament either, I assume. Were the situation reversed, I'm certain Blue Ball would release you. Huzzah! A grappling point! Blue Ball comes through again. If I had to venture a guess, the grappling point can be grappled. Blue Ball and the grappling point might be insulted if we didn't grapple it immediately. Come on now, Chop Chop. We don't want to offend anyone. Well, well, Misto. It isn't only you magicians who have tricks up their sleeves. Say, it's you again. Hold on a minute. Misto the Magician, right? How have you been? I hear you. I can't wait to get back to the war and really give that Red Skull the what for. The defense of liberty and justice for all is not a game. It's a calling. My feet aren't clownish. I just need to find shoes with a more flattering profile. Did you ever notice how much better the Marines' elbow macaroni MREs are compared to the Army's? Oh, right. You never served your country honorably in the military. I think you're confused. I didn't have a Sensei Urasawa. Sure you don't have me confused with Major Mutt? Omar Bradley used to say we were dead ringers. Ouch! That hits me right in the heart. You really think I look like a sentient Labrador retriever? Well, that just hurts. Well, you gave her quite the build-up. Even in victory, I don't inspire poetry. That's where you're wrong, lady. Mind now. The buck stops here, devil. My aim's truer than your tricks. That coin's dancing like Fred Astaire. I make my own luck. Fair play always wins. Seems my luck finally ran out. Wait, I thought I won. Guess I didn't win. The house does always win. Kids, remember, no one wins at games of chance. Balls, I say. Balls. At least that's what we called it in the numismatic community. Sorry, can't say as I trust a demon. They're a sneaky and diabolical race. Now, that's not a stereotype, that's a fact. Did you know I was an avid numismatist as a young lad? May I see that coin? No, it's just that if something enters my field of vision, I shoot it. Just a nervous tick I acquired during the war. Could you make that a doodle dog instead? I demand a recount. That flip defied physics. What a lousy 2-bit trick. I'm not a racist, I just don't trust demons. And I definitely don't trust this coin flip. Seriously, it's a fact that demons always keep a trick coin handy to swindle good, decent, hard-working folks of their mortal souls. Okay, maybe not all demons, but a lot of them. Boy, if we could only grab that coin and give it a look, then we'd know what we're dealing with. As I mentioned earlier, I was an avid numismatist. So if I had that coin in front of me, I could see if it's on the level. Grapple, grapple, grapple. What was I saying? Oh, yes. I used to collect coins. Only you can set yourself free by liberating yourself from the power of sin. Depends. What currency? It's not a Reichsfinnick, is it? Liberty or bust. My heart's racing. America's champion deserves this. What a thrill! Great Scott, this could be it. Let freedom ring and pay out. I resent your insinuation, friend. Just like a demon. Can't even lose gracefully. Well, where's this one off to? That seems like a tall order for a man who can't win a simple coin toss. What about me, huh? What did I win? A Rolls-Royce Phantom 2? A safari in French West Africa? Perhaps one of those televisions everyone's talking about. Is it too late to join those other two at the Vengeance Villa? Real men play fair games of skill. I say foul play. I'll call the State Gaming Control Board to investigate this machine. Mephisto. Don't like the sound of that. Has a bit of a satanic flavor. Where did you conduct this poll? Germany? Demon worship is on the rise there, you know. Have an offer for you, Mephisto. You walk, and I give you a free lifetime membership to Deadpool's Pool of Pals. I don't usually gamble, but I like these odds. Cash him out. I'm breaking the bank of evil. Your soul's not worth a wooden nickel. Next time, try blackjack. It has better odds. America's rolling the reels. I give that one 3 lemons. And that's how you beat the devil at his own game. Yes, I tried your game, chess, and I didn't find it the least bit terrifying. Say, is that General Secretary of the Communist Party over there? You know what your problem is? Why, by that ghostly pallor, I'd say you just need some fresh air and sunshine. So, Omega Red, any relation to Dickie Red, 1st Lieutenant, 82nd Airborne Division? How come Russia hasn't produced any superheroes? I mean, back in America, we have the Patriot, the Fighting Yank, Major Liberty, me. I guess it just must be your inferior culture. Is that hair Red Army regulation length? So I was thinking of trying out a turban. I saw Magar the Mystic wearing one, and I actually thought it looked quite distinguished. Ever been to a Siberian gulag? Are they as horrific as they say? Can you explain the difference between Marxism, Leninism, and Trotskyism? Who's your favorite Russian author? I'm just making small talk, so you could just make up a name and I really wouldn't know the difference. So, once the war's over, you Soviets aren't going to keep up the revolutionary shenanigans, are you? The name's not ringing a bell. Was he in the League of Blood or the League of Hate? I don't even know who you are, friend. You weren't in the League of Petty Crime by chance, were you? Boy, there's really no such thing as a new idea, huh? Take that, you tentacled terror! Starting to sweat, aren't you? Soviet steel's no match for American ingenuity. I don't think so, long-locked libertine. Your machine's not so mighty now, is it? Knock, knock. Here comes liberty. Freedom never misses. Condolences, comrade. Are you programmed to perform any massage techniques? When I was stationed in the Philippines, I knew a little gal named Rosa who... Come now, Ultimo. There are ladies in the audience. Ultimo. Perhaps in the spirit of the Tehran Conference, we can set aside our differences and cooperate against our common enemy. Just let me take control. I think you're in above your head, my friend. Ultimo, you think you might be interested in joining Deadpool's Pool of Pals? For a limited time, you can become a member for only 7 cents. Are you hungry? How about after this we go for some footlongs at Doodle Dogs? On me. You know who you remind me of. Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox. Have you two ever met? Do you smell that? Smells like expired engine oil and deviled eggs. So I must ask, do you consider yourself a godly man? How did you end up here, Ultimo? Well, you know, once I've had my 3rd glass of Old Chinley, all bets are off. I heard you nuked Rejak. Where is that? Yugoslavia? Enough of your corporeal intrusions, villain! Yes, I think it was my 2nd-grade teacher, Miss Fuchin, who first recognized that I was a divergent thinker. Well, old chum, we made a fine pair, but alas, all good things must come to an end. You'll do nothing of the sort. I'll have you know, just the glint of my blade strikes fear in the heart of the entire Wehrmacht. Flee? No one calls me a small wingless insect and lives. Now, to teach you a lesson, I will engage in acts of self-harm. Oh, I dare. I'll never be named Ultimo. Think of all the personal documents I'd need to update.
Wait, no! I demand a rematch!
Well, actually, I hadn't thought it through. But whatever I do, you'll regret violating my bodily autonomy, Buster. There's one major organ you'll never control. My heart. Not my literal heart, but my figurative one. The seat of my deeply held personal truths. Ooh, could I be a hornet instead? You have to admire that fiendish arthropod's tenacity. On second thought, what about a blister beetle? Was this alien world founded on the ideals of personal responsibility and individual liberty? Say, watch your hand there, fella. No need to get fresh. Degenerate! I reject that characterization. Your goose is cooked, goose stepper. The war? Not until you sign an instrument of surrender. Now, I'm not much of a typist, but I can probably get a first draft together in, about an hour. Good heavens, what demonic sorcery is this? Carl, I don't know what zt means. If that's some sort of spy code word, I'll find out about it soon enough. Feeling a little fizzled out, Fritz? Take a breather and let me tell you about my country 'tis of thee. I come from America, where Main Street is bigger than Broadway. Where even a humble pen setter's son like me could one day be president. Except that I was born in Canada, and there's that pesky natural-born citizen clause. Curse you, framers of the Constitution! Well, if that was a Doodle Dogs, we've got to be 5 miles past it now, at least. Let's pump the brakes on this bird. I can walk 5 miles. I mean, I would for a footlong. Come on, don't struggle. I'm trying to slow us down. That ought to do it. I think I've got us down to 120 knots. I have to be honest, I don't know what a knot is. Is each knot 0.62 miles per hour? I need to remember my flight training. The 4 aerodynamic forces acting on a helicopter are lift, thrust, and... darn it all to heck. I recall my flight instructor saying something about drag. right before the tragic crash that claimed 7 lives. Say, Heinrich, is this a Fuckwolf FW625? Because I'm only familiar with the 623. Stop there. You already lost me. Listen, you Axis stooge. You can smash all the flags you want. Railway flags, maritime flags, racing flags. But if you try to smash the stars and stripes, there will be HECK to pay. Have you ever smashed a sports pennant? 'Cause boy, do I hate those Philadelphia Athletics. Why, if I saw an athletics pennant right now, I'd give it a real wallop. Say, pal, mind your language. Sorry to muss your hair, Ubergruppenführer. Had enough, or do I keep fighting? Hey, Hans! That was a little present courtesy of Uncle Sam. Take that, you goose-stepping goon! The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of tyrants. Boy, your buddies in Berlin must really be keeping you out of the loop. The Wehrmacht has already toppled the governments of Poland, Greece, France, Belgium, Luxembourg. That's a country, right? Because I believe in every country's right to self-determination, even possibly phony countries like Luxembourg. Look, you've already suffered tremendous casualties. 2,000, 20,000, 200,000? I don't know. I've never had much of a head for numbers. Why not surrender now and save the remaining men's lives? So you also work for the League of Nations? Boy, you are playing all sides, aren't you, Gunther? I think I saw doodle dogs down there. Let's wrap this up. I've suddenly got a hankering for a footlong. Sorry, George Washington, James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, I didn't mean that. But Charles Cotesworth Pickney I will not apologize to. You! Hey, we both made it. How's that for a piece of luck? Say there, do you know anything about amending the U.S. Constitution? Can't say this ship has much going for it in the aesthetics department. Wall lights at regular intervals would do far better to illuminate these hallways. Back, you swine! Do you happen to know where I can find a disembodied hand? Well, then I'll have to figure something out that doesn't involve amputated body parts. Actually, that would be the opposite effect of a hydrocortisone suppository. What you're describing is more a rectal laxative. Now, you have your carbon dioxide releasing laxatives, your hyperosmotic laxatives, but I digress. Gee whiz! Time to administer another round of corticosteroids. By the way, how's your rectal health, Carl? I recommend a visit to the proctologist at least once every other month. I knew I should have brought some nickels. I don't have anything to tip the elevator operator with. Always tip with kindness, one of the rules in the Pool of Pals fan club hand guide. I think I'll be tipping these elevator operators with lead. Also in the hand guide. Carl, remind me, who was Martin Van Buren's vice president? Most true Americans would know the answer is Richard Mentor Johnson. Just testing your loyalty to the Stars and Stripes, Carl. You seem a bit nervous. Any particular reason you might be nervous, Carl? Surprising. I have to say, you've actually been quite competent. Although your knowledge of U.S. vice presidential history is questionable at best. Carl, do you know what happened when I took my citizenship test back in '33? He said, "Sir, you are a model of American patriotism. Why, you positively bleed red, white, and blue." Carl, what color would you bleed if I pricked you? Cower, villains! Only the mighty Deadpool dares smash your flying fortress of iniquity! Hail and healthy, Carl. Did you see I was forced to behand a man just to use the door here? Not enough damage, I'd say. It's still flying, isn't it? Why would they think I'd need a wall-running tutorial? I was an alternate for the 1936 U.S. Olympic wall-running team. Egad, there's a ringing sound in my ear. Mr. President, I've stumbled upon some sort of Axis plot. Sir, we've got to stop these fascist thugs before they're goose-stepping all over the National Mall. Carl, that sure sounds like a fake spy name to me, but you're loyal to the good old U.S. of A., aren't you, Carl? I mean, I can trust you, right? Fine and dandy. Carl, your voice sounds familiar. Did I rescue you from the menace of the mad Baron Blood? I don't attend cocktail parties anymore. Too many loose men and women, along with suggestive dancing. A member of the official Deadpool Pool of Pals fan club, are you? Right, so you've taken the Pool of Pals pledge and are following the plan to do everything possible to aid in the cause of justice. It was, in fact. Carl, did you read all the materials provided in your fan club kit? Ah, I used to have one of these depicting Phil Rizzuto. So you're the one they call the Flag Smasher. Well, you know what they call me? The Flag Smasher Smasher. Milton Berger, of course. He's my general physician, has been for 11 years. Not familiar with him. What's his specialty? Bronze John? Barrel fever? Biliousness? Right, but first, could you have him look at a growth? It's on my left, buttock. Got it. He's not licensed by the American Medical Association. Say no more. Neither is Dr. Miltenberger. Not until the AMA finally recognizes the many practical applications of medicinal leeches. I became an American citizen in 1933, for your information. What the devil? This isn't music. I'll tell you what's music. The Harlem Footwarmers, the Tune Tinkers, the New York Syncopators, Les Brown and his band of renown. This is all a bunch of noise. Boy, there sure are a lot of baddies. Well, Carl, I never had much of a head for arithmetic. 100, 1,000, 100,000? I'm not sure. Why do they insist on fleeing? Don't they know that crime doesn't pay? I don't like to go in for the rough stuff, but these villains have forced my hand. They really have. If Teddy Roosevelt could see what these scoundrels are doing to his prized wilderness, eat that, enemies of freedom! Nothing at the moment, but when I'm eating myself. You interrupted, Carl. I would never engage in self-cannibalization, although Zemo tried to get me to do it once under hypnosis. See, Carl, I'm just an average fella. I like a good country chicken loaf with a side of parsnip fritters, a barbecue cottage cheese salad, and for dessert, a maple fig cake with peppermint frosting. There's going to be a lot of wreckage out here, Carl. You might want to call the WPA, see if they can clean all this up. Carl, are those Ponderosa pines or loblolly pines? Ponderosa, I think, although they could be Western White Pines! Friend, our yeoman farmers work hard. Let's try to avoid damaging their property. Well, hello! These are some big jumps. I almost lost my country chicken loaf. And by lost, I mean vomited. Carl, how's your mother's country chicken loaf? You know the secret to my mother's country chicken loaf? Onion juice. But that's a secret. Let's just keep that between the two of us. Oh, and also, she would add some diced pimento when she was feeling spicy. Carl, are you questioning me? After I saved you from barren blood? Actually, you're right to question me. I've been so busy fighting for the red, white, and blue that I'm not actually quite sure how I got here, if you want to know the truth. Carl, I'm not following a single thing you said, but don't worry. I'll handle it. Barricades are merely a suggestion, Carl. Some people may not be able to drive off a sheer cliff face, but I'm not just some people. I'm Deadpool. By the way, how did you feel about the quality of the paper stock on the fan club membership card? You know, my manager, Shifty, he said, go with the 14-point card stock. It's cheaper. But I said, no, from my fans, only the best. So we went with 15-point stock. You can really feel the difference. Let's go. In the name of liberty? Hurry! They're getting away! Come on now. Success is for first-comers. That's fine. I guess I'll just relax and enjoy this moment of repose, communing with nature. Glowy button must push! This is taking too gosh darn long. Darn. Thought it might be a Humpty Dumpty drive-in cheeseburger. Is it true that these come in barbecue and sour cream and onion now? You can't beat a hot dog on a stick for tasty, no-mess refreshment. Even I can't resist a sweet treat. Is this a dill pickle? I don't know. Too spicy. I saw something like this once in a grocery store in Little Italy. Swizzlers? No thanks. It's Coney Island twists or nothing. Worry not, Doctor. I've desecrated your corpse for the most noble cause of all. Freedom. You think this door will stop me? I have Lady Liberty on my side. Quite the devious brain bender. If I could get past the door at the Copacabana, I can get past this one. If I happen to run across the building supervisor, I might recommend they outfit this place with a simple lock and key system. The sign appears to indicate that this is the exit. You think this thing gets Philco Television Playhouse? Is that brushed steel? Not exactly a picture postcard view. What exquisitely masculine bone structure. That's for Pearl Harbor. That's for Glenn Miller. That's for the London Blitz. That's for the Bataan Death March. That's for PT 109. That's for Ernie Pyle. That's for Blutwurst. That's for the 44 Yankees, who would have won the World Series if Joe DiMaggio hadn't had to enlist. This pains me, but sometimes violence is the solution. Must tamp down these pangs of conscience. The old tennis elbow's acting up again. We must continue on. For God and country. Maybe if I just close my eyes, this will go easier. I do so enjoy my collection. I finally feel secure. The swords I employed during my fencing session with Dino Manelli. Apologies, Dr. Cornelius, but this is unfortunately necessary. Don't want to do this, but we must. Did you know we were the 4th grade kickball champion? That was strangely satisfying. Time to taste justice. All right, we can do this. We can do this. First thing, we have to get off that table. Let's not diddle-daddle. There, now we're moving. Whoops! Shucks! Youch! Gee whiz. Boy, I'm really starting to miss my head. There were so many things I used to do with it, like eating my mother's country chicken loaf, or drinking a malted milk at my local soda shop, or watching my favorite Van Johnson pictures, or cleaning my ears with a Q-tip, then smelling my own earwax. What a distinctive, pungent odor, neither pleasant nor unpleasant. Well now, whose devilishly handsome head is that, Clark Gables? Wait a second. It's mine! I really should return blood flow to my brain. I'm beginning to feel lightheaded. Time to use the old noggin. Ah, I feel whole again. Wowza. I haven't felt like this since I accidentally drank that bottle of rectified turpentine oil. Strange. My head feels disconnected from my body. Can't say we haven't been in this position before. We better move quick. Otherwise, this kook will probably graft my head onto a mountain gorilla. We don't want to deal with that again. Remember trying to perform our own head transplant without the benefit of opposable thumbs? Boy, that was a real doozy. Come on, shake a leg. General Washington's ghost! What's this? A secret? Color me intrigued. All of a sudden, I am filled with a profound sense of accomplishment. Oh, what's that? A scoreboard? Point, 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 point. Looks like I win. Ooh, what do we have here? I hope it's a Buick Streamliner. It's like sitting in the belly of a B-24. Yippee! 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 Well, Carl, as General Omar Bradley said to me, when in doubt, shoot your way out. I'm exercising my right to bear arms, chum. Well, this shouldn't be a problem. The salesman told me these were electrical insulated gloves. Drat! These are nothing but dishwashing gloves. That's the last time I buy my equipment from a commercial kitchen supply service. Then the painful muscle spasms and massive internal burns were well worth it. Administer the final and fatal laxative? A valuable metaphor for digestive health, Carl. While laxatives are sometimes necessary, overuse of them can prove detrimental to your colon. Was that a strike? A split? A turkey? I must admit I'm not much of a bowler. That whole scene is a bit seedy. Time to sign our names into history, Carl. Sure. Pop quiz. Do you recall the name of Thomas Jefferson's family dog? Buzzy, Carl. Buzzy. Any American middle schooler would know that. I've still got my eye on you. I should probably be wearing specialized safety equipment to handle this, but oh well. Whoopsie! Carl, what is that? It's bouncing around like a ball in one of those novelty pin games. I'll avoid it like a dance hall floozy with syphilis. Thanks, Carl. Must have been the key to that room. They sure do take strange security measures aboard this vessel. Well, isn't this a humdinger? Boy, Boba would get a real kick out of this. The Bull Mastiff Owners and Breeders Association. Great group. They love large dogs and gadgets. The door. I wonder if this grapnel can help me out of this jam. Do you think I could use this to walk Commander, my Bull Mastiff? You remind me of him, Carl. But don't worry, I won't express your anal glands. I'll leave that up to your proctologist. Oh, what's this? That sort of power should only be trusted to responsible hands. I must admit that was slightly arousing. That looks like the gun from a Messerschmitt. Carl, language. This isn't a jazz club. Wow. I feel like I've stared directly into the colon of the cosmos. Now, what do we have here? My doctor, Dr. Miltenberger, believes that a liquid-based diet can cure most chronic diseases. Holy juicing machine! Carl, what is this? Some sort of medical device? Rectal pain relief? Well, if that gentleman had rectal pain, it's over now. Say, this is wartime. Glass is a valuable commodity. I'll just press the button. I don't have time to read this text. Hydrocortisone? Is it a suppository? I was given them by an army doc. They, help to relieve my rectal itching. But these don't look like hydrocortisone suppositories. Well, thanks anyway, Carl. Carl, do you know where the kitchen is here? I want to make a Delmonico salad. No, I'm going to toss it into me. I'm famished after having to reattach my own head. It's just like inserting a hydrocortisone suppository into a large anus. Carl, Just like a suppository, you can't expect instant results. See? This ship is on the road to relief from rectal inflammation. Point me to the next anus, Carl. That was more of a Johnny Mize-style slide, less Ted Williams, but effective, nonetheless. Say, fellas, you've really got to be on the lookout for flying debris. Bet I could get through that with a good old-fashioned bent-leg slide. Say, that's no way to treat a comrade. I didn't answer a call. Frankly, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm not certain why I'm here. You'll have to ask my handlers, Mojo and Spiral. Well, she runs hot, she runs cold. Mostly cold, actually, and frankly, it's tearing me apart. Well, it's true what they say about you Ruskies. You've got all the warmth of Lenin's tomb in December. The laugh's on you. I don't even know what that means. Where the devil am I? A Soviet, eh? Yes, we do share a tenuous but valuable alliance with the Ruskies. For now. Who's Omega Red? So, Mr. Domo, what exactly do you do at the Mojo Dome? Hot dog vendor, cashier, usher, member of the cleaning crew? Hello? Say, you with the funny haircut. Who's Omega Red? No, villain. I'll be the one eating donuts over your corpse. Ha! All out of gas, tanky. Yes. Now, how about a portal? Keep it up, sir, and I'll personally speak to Mojo about making you head cashier at the Mojo Dome. Reminds me of the time I stole the Panzer IV on the Eastern Front. This vehicle has all the comfort of an M24 Chaffee. Boy, I hope this doesn't control like an A13 Covenanter. I won't be told where I can't go. Ha! You'll have to build better barriers than that. You had one job to do, but so do I. I suspect we might have to do something about that barrier. That barrier could prove an obstacle. Hold on a minute. I wonder if my rockets would work on that barrier. That's the sound of freedom flying high. Heads up, justice coming in hot. Direct delivery from the land of the free. Rockets red glare, you betcha. Fireworks aren't just for the 4th of July. I hope you didn't think I forgot about you. Where to next? I just really want to crush something, you know. Don't worry about me, Mr. Domo. I completed 5 days of Pine Camp vehicle training before being unceremoniously transferred to the bomb disposal unit. What sort of merchandise? Are you saying you have a line on some hooch? Did you know I once drank 180 proof grain alcohol right out of a Navy torpedo? Sure, it caused internal bleeding and a violent bout of diarrhea, but for smooth drinking, you can't beat ethyl alcohol. Thank you kindly, sir. Remind me, Mr. Domo, where am I exactly? Barley, beets, and sheep, just like every other small Eastern European country. Apologies for my sarcastic tone, but I do enjoy guessing the major exports of various countries. No, I wasn't being sarcastic. I actually do like to guess countries' major exports. Oh, really? Where are they? Come on, give! Where? Don't tell me Latveria. I don't mean to be Katie Complainer, but I have to say this is quite disappointing, Mr. Domo. Now, let's not be rash. Well, I'm fresh out of ideas. How about you? Say, that feels funny. Mr. Domo, is it supposed to burn like that? Can you suggest a base to neutralize this acid? Well, sometimes in life, one must put their hands in holes. That would be nice. Ah, there we go. Success. Not a success? I'll keep showing them I can flip with the best of them. If at first you don't succeed, try again and again and again. Sorry, I wasn't following any of that. Green means go, right? This certainly feels like progress. I think I'm onto something. Is everything about the theater to you? Sakes alive, this is like being directed by Ruben Mamoulian. He directed the original staging of Oklahoma. Of course, you wouldn't know that because you were too busy annihilating planets in the name of your little off-Broadway obscurities. Mr. Domo, you're a musical theater aficionado. Who do you think sang Old Man River better? Jules Bledsoe or Paul Robeson? Showboat, man, Showboat! Are you telling me you've never heard of Showboat? What's going on up there? I don't trust anybody or anything in this country. They're monarchists, you know. Does it come pre-assembled? Because I once had to put together a bedside table and it was quite the debacle. Really? Well, I'd certainly like to see that. Is that for me? I appreciate it, Mr. Domo. If only our player demonstrated the same level of gratefulness. Down goes tyranny. You can't cage liberty. Looks like that barrier wasn't made to last. There seems to be an obstacle impeding our progress. Nope. Can't drive around that. Gosh, if only someone would do something about that barrier. Well, hello! One rocket coming right up. Now this is American ingenuity. Justice served at Mach speed. FDR sends his regards. Let's get back on the road. All right. Where are we going again? Beats walking. Boy, this tank and I could have some rollicking adventures. We could really see the world. Singapore, Zanzibar, Morocco. We meet beautiful women, sing duets, and there's a constant stream of gags. This is gold. Mr. Domo, you writing this down? He's a Cabbage Patch crooner, a real pepper pruner. That's it. I lost it. Try not to interrupt me again, Mr. Domo. Inspiration doesn't strike every day, you know. Where is this darn place? But we're there now, right? He's a Cabbage Patch crooner, a real pepper pruner, a tomato tuner. Tomato tuner? No, that's completely inane. How about instead of Cabbage Patch crooner, he's a buttermilk banjo picker? I'm in a race to write the next million seller, Mr. Domo. The next trend in popular music is songs about musicians who may or may not be anthropomorphic assemblages of food, and I must get there before anyone else does. That ominous blue orb appears to be indicating something. This would have been completely unnecessary if only the Simkarians maintained their bridges. I am not a clown, but I do have great respect for practitioners of the clownish arts. Thanks for the memories. That window looks like it needs a real good kicking. Kids, don't commit a property crime unless it's absolutely necessary. Where is everyone? Sounds about right. I had a Moravian couple move in 2 doors down, and boy, did property values plummet. Look, I have nothing personally against Moravians, except for their language, culture, and customs, but you can't argue with house prices. That's what the Army psychologist said, but I don't take stock in anything that quack had to say. I mean, he studied in Vienna. Hey, Omega Red! Come on out here, little fella. Come on. Who's a good Ruski? My tone was affectionate, was it not? Not just opponents, allies, too. That's the same tone I use with Blue Blade and Secret Stamp. Because I'm the best. Even if I did finish behind Marvex the Super Robot in the 1943 Readers' Poll. Ooh, can I name it? How about the Old Glory Grinder, or the Stars and Stripes Stomper, or the Freedom Fister? Thanks, but tank pull I don't get. Sounds like a combination tank portable pull. Let's keep on tanking. Back to it. This is the best way to see Simcaria, I suppose. I enjoy pleasant surprises. Come on, let's go. Bye-bye. I don't respect boundaries. Sorry you were in my way. Barriers fall, freedom rises. It'll take more than that to stop me. Excuse me, I've got places to go. Smash it down, soldier. You're stronger than any barrier. Show 'em. Justice demands a clear path. Hit it hard. We've got a country to liberate. That's what we're here for, right? That barrier's just begging to be smashed. Clear the way for freedom. Now that's what I call firepower. Coming in hot. Red, white, and boom! Lock, load, and liberate. Straight from Uncle Sam's arsenal. That's how you send a message. Why walk when you can roll? Fear my tread. Where to next, huh? This is the only way to travel. Say, Mr. Domo, I've gotta see a man about a horse. Shh. I'm having a very private moment. Is there a gas station anywhere nearby? That's reassuring, because horses and I don't get along. I won't go into it, but let me assure you it was all Butternut's fault. Very impressive, Mr. Domo. So you're as much a whiz with advanced weapon systems as you are behind a cash register. You know, I had a few ideas myself. Like, how about an adding machine that's also a bomb? Or maybe we make a toast rack, but get this, it's actually a bomb. On second thought, I don't want this. In fact, I'm insulted you'd even think I'd want something like this. But this bridge is in fine shape, and the road is clear ahead, right? Right? And yet you've never heard of Showboat. I'd ask that university for a refund, Mr. Domo. Well, if this isn't typically shoddy Simcarian craftsmanship, when did they finally get electricity here? 3 years ago? This all looks suspiciously well kept. I can do that, can't I? I bet they hired some incompetent Molivian to wire this whole setup. Well, let's get to it, huh? Could use a little less voltage. They didn't teach this in training. Should have worn my rubber boots. That was only my third most humiliating death, if you could believe it. Well, that's the important thing, right? Certainly not my own health and welfare. Is that what we were trying to do? Lower a bridge? I forgot in the middle of all the pain and agony. Yes, that's exactly what they would want you to believe. Do you get my meaning? Clearly this is all some elaborate ruse designed to snuff me out. If that's the case, then they've undoubtedly underestimated the indomitable Deadpool. Yes, like you, I am curious. Washington, Jefferson, Adams, Madison, Monroe. And that should do it? You really believe that? Let me guess. I have to pull it by first inserting it in my anus. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me thrice, but fool me... What is thrice for four? Undoubtedly, I'll now suffer muscle spasms so severe I'll dislocate several joints. Huh, that's the best you've got? Oh? And what chamber of horrors awaits me there? Yes, it is. But at what cost, Mr. Domo? At what cost? We had a deal. I feel so betrayed. I can never trust again. The pain is excruciating. Balls? Cooking? What kind of deviance is your audience comprised of, Mr. Domo? And this time I won't get electrocuted, right? Right? Okay, time to not get electrocuted. I too am suspicious of this button, but move the plot forward we must. I wouldn't press that button, but there's nothing else really to do here. I don't know what that is, but I take it that's good. What the? Sweet holy Moses! Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord! He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He hath loosened the fateful lightning of his terrible swift sword. His truth is marching on. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on! Sorry, I don't know anything from Dark Phoenix the musical. At this point, I can just assume I'll get electrocuted again. It would have to be the top level, wouldn't it? So this is the place. Fantastic. Perhaps I'll just do a little exploring. That's actually Sergeant Wilson, but as you're not an enlisted man, you can just call me Sarge. Thank you, enemy transport. You've served me well. The enemy is there, Mr. Domo. Too well guarded for you, maybe. If you insist, a sniper rifle. Effective, but not my primary weapon of choice. Ah, it's empty. Mr. Domo, can you provide me with ammunition for this gun? 1,000 caliber? Does that sound right? I wasn't trained to be a sniper. We had a sniper in my unit named McCaskey, and there was always something I found objectionable about him. Maybe it was the fact that he frequently smelled of urine. Say, I had a thought. That was the thought. Actually, I was going to call you Direct Hit Dick, but that works too, I suppose. Well, I certainly didn't dream up that guttermouth. Language, young man. Let's try it again. I'm not familiar with this blind owl person, but I'm assuming they're blind. I don't know where you learned that sort of talk. Certainly not from me. Just load him in the chamber. I'm sure he'll be fine. Come on, put him in the rifle. Quick, before he starts cursing again. No, I don't think this will be painful for him. How do we even know he can feel pain? Attaboy! Upsy-daisy! Success! Yes, thank you. Still, I think that Deadpool character needs some work. So, do you have any insight you can give me into this surly Soviet? Yes, I suppose those cash registers won't ring themselves. That's Sergeant Wilson, remember? Oh, well... a nice fellow all the same. Oh, what's that there on his back? That object is quite tempting. I don't know how you remain so restrained. Here's a dose of your own strength. How's it feel to get a taste of your own power? You should have kept better track of this. Justice with a dose of irony. What goes around comes around. Looks like you're running low. Come on, we've got a good pace going. This fiend doesn't yet know the meaning of brutality. Let's go. The tables haven't completely turned. It broke. I didn't think it would break. Is that another one of your Russian obscurantisms? You sure are a bewildering bunch. Mr. Domo, are you back from your shift at the register? Oh, it's you. You were sick, right? Or something or other, I didn't read the memo. Madam, you make me blush. Sorry, I don't do requests. If it bothered you so much, you'd stop asking me these contemptuous questions. No, it doesn't. I have a crossover event with Phantom Bullet in next month's Daring Mystery Comics. Quiet! Can we have a moment of silence for my dear departed corpulent companion, Tubby Tinkle? Wait. Is it October Revolution Day? Did I break up your little celebration? And here I thought you'd offer me a glass of third-rate vodka in some sort of dish consisting of whitefish and gelatin. Let me guess. Alexei, Grigory, and 2 Borises. Don't you dare touch my supernumerary toe, villain! Kids, running is never pointless. It's great for stronger muscles, sturdier bones, and a healthier heart. Piroshki, soyanka, okroshka, perlovka, chicken Kiev, pozarshki cutlet, beef stroganoff. Frankly, I don't know what we're waiting for. Is there something else you need to do? What exactly is the holdup here? Reavers? Do you mean there are river pirates somewhere around here? If I do interfere, it's merely by accident, as I didn't even know you had a plan. Am I correct that I'm sensing a bit of animosity from you? My pocket constitution will be the last thing you see. Did you know that communism will never work because of human nature? Don't be too sure of that, Red. Well, you certainly paint a vivid picture. Bashlik, Kalpak, Telnyashka, Ushanka, Podvorotnichok, Vatnik, Monomox Cap. Let's keep up that forward momentum, eh? Come on, let's give him the old 1-2. We've got him right where we want him. Certainly, we won't have to do this again. Don't they have water in this country? Look, my mother is heavyset, but I'd hardly call her a pig. Did you wake up on the wrong side of Red's Square, or are you always this moody? So, since we're both on the side of the Allies, what would be your terms for truce? So, how much longer before you get all this fighting out of your system? Ha! I've escaped worse than you. I've escaped Canada. You can't trap what's already free. That line might work on your average Wehrmacht soldat, but it doesn't frighten me. Leningrad, Stalinsk, Chikholov, Gorky, Sverdlovsk, Novokuznetsk, Moscow. Come on, slugger, you've got this. His chin's just sitting right out there. Go on, get while the getting's good, friend. Now, I definitely have to imagine this is the last time we have to do this. Jumping James Madison, this secret level was under our noses the whole time. How about that? This'll really give the Allies the upper hand. Miss Spiral, we are encountering heavy fire at this location, and while I would never presume to tell a lady how to do her job, I will inquire as to whether or not she is doing it as quickly as possible. From Major Domo, he is a high-ranking official, I suppose. Lots of gumption. Clones. I've read about those in banned horror comics just before I burned them. Are they evil commie clones? Then I hope you deliver unto them the six-fisted haymaker of sweet justice. Get it done for freedom, Miss Spiral. Miss Spiral, have you completed your mission? You don't strike me as the gold-bricking sort. Tougher than he looks, eh? I know the type. I once faced an Axis officer who was 100 pounds if he was soaking wet with pockets full of Reichsmarks. Liked to oil himself liberally so enemies couldn't gain proper purchase. Carry on, soldier. But pray Domo isn't half as wily as Slippery Schultz. At the risk of sounding like a cad, need I remind you that time is of the essence? Well, I wouldn't want a foxhole full of these red-clad reprobates, but they seem to be holding their own. What say you on your end? You can impale me with the foot of your propaganda, tickle my spine with your communist tap shoes, but you will not crush my spirit! Not the first time a maniac in stilettos tried to break me. Won't be the last. Hardly a fair fight, you coward. I said fisticuffs, not whatever sick kink this is. Ha! This is nothing compared to the mangling maw of Marxism. You will be undone, you scoundrel. This grappling gun could prove quite handy. I'm not sure why we haven't picked up this grappling gun yet. Huzzah! A grappling gun. I control your mechanical minions now, Mojo. Return to sender. Thanks a bot. Hook, line, and liberty. What goes up gets repurposed. Here's the catch of the day. Separated but still coordinated. Half a patriot is still too much for you. Take a knee. Mine. This is what I call boots on the ground. How about some size 13 justice? Freedom never skips a step. Surely there's something we can grapple. Don't admire it. Fire it, soldier. Come on, the answer's in your arsenal. Aim and fire. The nation depends on you. I feel unwell, as if at a rock and roll concert. Actually, in Normandy, there was this one Baron von Hohenlieber who tried to destroy the American embassy with a 40-foot-tall mechanical cock. A giant mechanical rooster, you pervert. We rained the hellfire of freedom on all of its exposed joints, leveraging its weakness. Let's give it a go. Indeed. What? I can't keep up with your insinuations about my mental health, but I can help rip the power core from that behemoth. This talk therapy is making me uncomfortable and should very much continue. Strike deep into the heart of the matter with justice. I'm as close to self-acceptance as my society will allow. Hurry! Incoming patriot! Bear down and cough, soldier. Stop before you get his modern liberalism on me. Think I've found the crack in your defenses, you vaudeville villain. Golden Age, setting the gold standard. A direct hit from Lady Liberty's favorite son. When I strike, tyrants fall. Any chance we can achieve sweet freedom with more haste? Never retreat, never surrender. Generally, I don't beat a man when he's down, but in your case, your poisoning of the airwaves stops today. You made me feel things that should be kept between man and wife. For liberty! Well, friends, shall we deliver a collective coup de grace? Jumpin' Jiminy! Cricket? Sweet Disney, what have they done to you? Once a font of homespun wisdom for a wooden boy, and now a monster! It's with a heavy conscience that I must put you down, old friend. From singing songs of home to firing weapons of mass destruction, how the mighty have fallen. Wish upon a hollow point .45 caliber round, foul cricket. I'm no puppet to be played with, Jiminy. I am a real boy. Always let your conscience be your guide. Hope you find peace among the angels, sweet Jiminy. Hello, who is this? Oh, it's you. I thought it was that Ultimo fellow again. You know, I seem to suffer from a kind of auditory blindness. Can't tell one voice from another. So, are you getting me out of here? The train service here is abysmal. Not sure what brought you to that conclusion. I'm ready now. Hello? 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 Where was I supposed to be? Oh, right. The Brood Queen. Well, you wouldn't be the only one who feels that way. I was called an idiot by General Dwight D. Eisenhower himself. These colors don't run. Ultimo, eh? What is that, Dutch? You know, I've long suspected that the Netherlands was a hotbed for Axis collaborators. Have you ever been to Skyhoven? I heard Hydra was creating super soldiers there. Whoa, why so sensitive? Have a few Dutch in your family tree? Ah, this must be the latest from Stark Industries. Must be an update to the SV2 Birdcat. Wonder if it has a piston engine or one of those newfangled jet engines. What kind of weaponry does this thing have? A couple of 50 cal machine guns? I bet I could probably blast my way out of here if I could just figure out how to open the darn door. No one's around. Must be ham and lima bean day at the mess hall. You're right, ham and lima beans wouldn't draw this kind of crowd. Perhaps it's meat and noodles day. I know I'd leave my post for meat and noodles. There's no need for name-calling. Is this because I implied you were part Dutch? And that scout for the Boston Bee said I had to work on my slide. Hello? Who is this? That's what they said to Washington at Valley Forge. But since then, we Americans have an unbeaten record against tyrannical monarchs. Well, you are no longer my commanding officer. No, I'm on a critical mission wherein the fate of human liberty hangs in the balance. Afterwards, perhaps me and my fellow Nova Corpsmen will celebrate with some blaster shots. Ever had a blaster shot? Do you know what's in it? It's 3/4 fluid ounce French vermouth, 3/4 fluid ounce sloe gin, and 1 teaspoon powdered sugar. I made it up myself. I'd never imbibe while on a mission, ma'am. I can because, again, I have not been drinking. The sinus pressure's intense. Curious. My allergies only tend to flare up in the fall. Say, fella, where'd you run off to? Remember, you have a lot of mercurous chloride currently in your rectum, so try not to engage in any vigorous movement. This looks about right. Ups-a-daisy. Say, I'm no longer receiving our new battle buddy signal. Now, it doesn't harm anyone to remain cheerful and optimistic. I'm sure we'll all be laughing about our madcap misadventures later over libations. Ultimo, it's me, Deadpool. You may be feeling a bit wrung out. You're still recovering from 3 strains of syphilis. Maybe a little gonorrhea, too. You never know. Oh, I can see the words you're saying now. But bear with me. My senior English teacher told me I read at a 5th grade level. Well, I was a member of the Tough Kid Squad. That is, until Butch learned I was 33. So this brood is using some sort of syphilitic bioweapon? Well, if we're headed into any bowels, we'll need to wear protection. I have several on my person. Do you have a preferred brand? You strike me as a golden pheasant man. A creature, you say? And this creature has syphilis? You said it. Treating syphilis can be a 6-month ordeal. Ever had to use a urethral syringe? I can tell you it's not exactly a carousel ride. If we just set up some prophylactic stations around this ship, we can have this problem nipped in the bud in, 7-8 weeks. Did you know when I was in Morocco that there was a case of chlamydia that almost single-handedly felled the 9th Infantry? Ever heard of the term Nova Balls? Gosh, I hope not. Nova Balls refers to pain and swelling in one or both testicles. I'm sorry, I've been told my social skills are occasionally lacking. So, are you a U.S. history buff? Did you know that the first U.S. capital was Philadelphia? Did you know that the first president to live in the White House wasn't George Washington? Nope, it was John Adams. Interesting, huh? Did you know that Abraham Lincoln had there I go again. Oh, right. Say, did you know that while President Benjamin Harrison had 2 pet alligators? You didn't? Well, here I thought you were a U.S. history buff. It seems I underestimated your tenacity. Aha! Once more I prevail. Where's the clipboard? I really feel like I should sign in. But Dr. Miltonberger's gal always made me sign in at the front desk. Would you look at the sky? I haven't seen stars so clear since my boyhood on the farm in Manitoba. Is that Canis Major or Canis Minor? Or maybe it's Leo Minor. Ever notice that the constellations never quite look like what they're supposed to represent? I mean, just because some pointy-headed prof says a thing looks like a porpoise doesn't make it look like a porpoise. Whew! Good thing there wasn't a patient in here, especially a nude one. Gee, wouldn't that be embarrassing for all parties involved? Where's the ether machine? And they call this a medical bay. Suppose they have any morphine lying around? For strictly medicinal reasons, of course. Ho! What's this? Surely this is the hiding place of that Dutch double-dealer Ultimo. Okay, Ultimo, you can't elude me any longer. There he is! And someone doubted me. Not sure what I'm supposed to do here. Let's see. I guess I'll just give this a little poke. These controls are quite elaborate. Wait a minute. Is that syphilis? Good God, it must have spread to his brain. Right. Now this must administer the prophylactic treatment. Sir, how could you gamble your health away on dirty playmates and pickups? Don't you know that self-control is vital to keep a person's body and mind healthy? Phew. Well, let that be a lesson. You now have a fine, healthy body. Try to keep it that way. Wait, there's more? Hold on, sir. I'll have you VD-free in a jiffy. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat! It's migrated to the spine! Spinal syphilis, the second most virulent of the syphili. You know, it's not necessary to engage in sexual antics to be a hero. Plenty of heroes I know abstain from sexual relations. Not me, but plenty. For instance, American Ace, Major Liberty, the Whizzer. That last one, though, not by choice. Look, just because you have this desire doesn't mean you have to give in to it. Next time, might I suggest self-pleasuring? It's a childish habit, but it's safer than what you've been up to, Mr. Man About Town. Okay, that should wrap this up. Holy Mackinaw! It's defected to his rectum! Ha! Rectal syphilis! The most virulent of all the syphili! Well then, the only thing left to do is to fill this man's rectum with 125 cc's of mercurous chloride. Okay, I'm not worried. I've got this all under control. Don't lose your cool. You've operated a Focke-Wulf FW623. Surely you can handle this. There we go. Attaboy. Huzzah! Mission accomplished! Oh, there's more. It did do something. What if I spin it? Round and round. Look at it go! Well, let's just get on with it, huh? I grab these handles, I suppose. We're cooking with gas now. Excellent! Now, surely the mission is accomplished. Again, my misplaced optimism gets the best of me. Okay, different handles. Things that are new and different can be an opportunity for growth, just like tuning into the Yankees game on my Philco 4088. Mission accomplished? That's okay. I think I made it pretty clear to the other fella. I only have eyes for Lady Liberty. Out you go, abomination! You again? Well, don't worry, I handled it. I'm an American, friend. I will never kneel to monarchy. Say, no need for the colorful language. We're better than that. Deadpool reporting from the field. I think I've got things here just about wrapped up. He can do that? Gee, all that effort and for what? Hello? I feel like we've met before. Remind me. And you are... Oh, right. From the, Celestial Sentinels, was it? Again, I never asked to join your sorry little bunch of second-raters. I think I offended him. Oh well, off to our next adventure. Take that, you abomination! For freedom, I'll face any foe. I'll never yield to your tyranny. The American spirit cannot be assimilated. You won't assimilate me, not while I still draw breath. I'll show you who's a waste of carbon. I fight for freedom, not assimilation. Your fusion of flesh and steel won't halt the march of liberty. I'd stay down if you know what's good for you. Don't let fear paralyze you. Strike now. Keep pushing forward. Victory is within reach. Let's end this. I could really go for a doodle dog. Meet freedom's fist. Lights out, fiend. Assimilation. Not on my watch. Try this for a glorious new form. With the strength of a nation, I smite. Against oppression, I stand firm. Not good enough to be assimilated, huh? Your appearance is an insult to decency. I've seen better faces on a mud pie. You are a crime against nature. Out of my sight, you eyesore. You monstrous amalgamation. No time for fear, just for action. You picked the wrong fight, fiend. You vile perversion of nature. Had enough, you abomination? Finish what you started, soldier. Don't let up. Finish the job. Now's the time. Don't falter. In the name of justice, I strike true. With every blow, I defend the cause of liberty. Assimilate my fist, fiend. For freedom's sake, I unleash my power. Assimilate this! Back to the abyss, foul creation! Your reign of assimilation is over! Your very presence sickens me! By the power vested in me, I fight! I'm not backing down, fiend! I fought at Normandy! You don't scare me! Perversions of nature can never prevail! America will never bow to monsters! I'll pummel your twisted form! You're a disgrace to both species! Okay, third time's a charm, right? Right? Let's finish what we started, huh? You've got this. Don't hold back. Strike true. Victory awaits. Meet my resolve. Taste defeat, fiend. Fear my righteous fury. With valor as my weapon, I conquer all foes. In the face of darkness, I shine a beacon of hope. You hideous aberration. For every star on the flag, I fight. And joining the Nova Corps would divide my loyalties, something I cannot afford. Well, he sounded disappointed, but I think he finally understood. Meatbag? Who's Meatbag? I believe you have me mistaken for someone else, friend. Say, that was out of line. Unions between man and machine? It's an abomination against nature and decency. Yes? Who is this again? That doesn't answer my question. The Corps? The Brood? I'm going to need a little more information here, friend. Oh, and now you've enlisted me in the Nova Corps? Look, I'm honored by your offer to join the Nova Corps, but my allegiance remains steadfastly with the good old U.S. of A. Not going to tell me, huh? Well, whoever you are, if you must know, I am in the Brood Queen's holding chamber. I don't recall cryo-freezing being one of my mission parameters. You'll have to take it up with my commanding officer. Oh, it's you! General! You're a general, right? I wasn't planning on it, but how about another promotion to sweeten the deal, eh? So that's a yes on the promotion? What about a colonel? Can I be a colonel? Hello? Say now, this is better than a weekend pass in Paris. Good thing I'm well acquainted with how to handle hooch hounds. Whoa! Easy there, big fella. Oh, what's this? Attention, soldiers! Up and at 'em! The Brood, whatever that is, has penetrated our defenses. Come now, Door, this isn't the time. Well, that's one theory. What in the blue blazes? Do I know you, friend? I could ask you the same thing. I should ask you how you conveniently knew my name, although we've clearly never met. Unless it was during those 2 weeks I went on an ether binge. Possession is 9/10 of the law, chum. I can't, because I don't know what the Brood is, nor am I familiar with the meaning of a Brood Queen. Well, only moments ago, there was a lad inquiring about the Brood Queen. Hatchet-faced, red-eyed, his complexion had a metallic quality. Perhaps you know him. That was Ultimo? I knew that wasn't the ship mechanic. While you're here, could you help me jimmy open that door back there? Look, friend, I'm just here to collect Ultimo. Ultimo wants the Brood Queen, you want the Brood Queen. I feel like we can come to some sort of arrangement, don't you? I just suggested an arrangement. I don't have any of the specifics, unless you do. I'm not entirely following you, but I agree to your terms nonetheless. What's the plan? I already forgot. I'm in. Say, if we're going to be a team, how about you upgrade this helmet, huh? I can't even get Jack Benny on this thing. Well, well, look who's quickly moving up in the ranks. What am I now, First Lieutenant? You can take back the helmet, but I'll always be First Lieutenant. Now that I'm a First Lieutenant, can I get some insignia for my shoulders? Right. Well, I assume at least now I'll have access to the Officers Club. Look, I don't know what Omar Bradley told you, but I did not urinate in any buffet tray at Camp Lucky Strike. Why would I urinate in a tray of gherkins? They're my favorite variety of small pickle after cornichons. Best to check his hand for a joy buzzer first. Boy, if I haven't fallen for that one 1,000 times. No joy buzzer, but maybe he's hiding a Chinese finger trap. Okay, I think he's on the square. But I'd think twice if he offers you a stick of gum. Great jumpin' Jupiter! Boy, I really thought we had that syphilis on the run. If we encounter this again, we administer 250 cc's of mercurous chloride. Maybe throw in some penicillin and a dose or two of radiation. You know, just to be certain. Ma'am, I will not rest until I've purged the battlefront of all venereal disease. Okay, now I'm finished. Greetings! Are you the ship mechanic? How about fixing that door, huh? Well, if you are the ship's mechanic, that's your job, mister. I don't think I care for your tone, son. Brood Queen? Is she in any way related to this brood I've heard spoken of? I'm beginning to think you're not the ship mechanic. No wrench jockey would get this chesty with me. Well, whoever you are, the answer's firmly in the negative. Can I have the name of your commanding officer? I'd like to register a complaint. Say, what are they doing up and about? Then again, you get too focused on train timetables. You get Mussolini. Hot sauce! Boy, nothing's cooperating here today, huh? Let me just say that when the Japanese mined it off the coast of Hokkaido, it was no big losso. Wonder where everyone's run off to. Maybe there's a matinee showing of Union Pacific. I know I could never say no to Barbara Stanwyck. Ho! What's that? Ghosts? Spirits? Some other apparition? Not me. The man upstairs, I suppose so. That is, unless he has herpes simplex. No amount of mercurous chloride will remedy that. Ma'am? Ma'am! Darn signal. Oh, you again. Remember when you pretended to be the ship mechanic? Well, I just wanted you to know that you didn't fool me. Not for a minute. Pathetic. You want to see pathetic? Take the IND Queens Boulevard line. By comparison, this train is a royal coach. Far fewer street toughs, too. I don't mean to quibble over semantics, but a scorpion, I believe, is classed as an arachnid. Common mistake. Your death, eh? What's the cross street? Huh. Guess I should try to locate the brakes. Seems I was mistaken about the street toughs. Now that man was clearly smoking reefers. You know, and here I was touting the safety and cleanliness of this train service. You'd think they'd have transit police here, wouldn't you? Well, I think I'll just have to write a heated letter to the transit president after this. Well, at least it's not as bad as the IND Queens Boulevard line. My eye problems return. Right. Then could you pick up some Oculine on the way? Every day, its soothing, cleansing formula brings quick relief to thousands of red, tired eye sufferers. Is that a yes or no on the eye drops? Ho! What's this? Yes, I'm experiencing some definite redness. Next stop, Brown's Hotel. Yes, I also think it gives me a noble aspect. Were this the time of the great Caesars, I'd surely be commanding the first cohort. Now hold on there, I'm no primate. And to prove it to you, I'll beckon this train. Holy cats, what sort of black arts are we dealing with here? Perhaps I'm hallucinating. Whatever could this mean? Perhaps this is the sigil of some long, dormant demon. It's possible that room is filled up with a colorless, odorless gas that causes realistic visions. See now, that appears to be a train. Or, it's Beelzebub's beckoning claw. 3 pentacles. Looks like I'm dealing with forces from beyond. Now, I think I saw these in the Greater Key of Solomon. A phantom center stick! I bet I'm supposed to do something with this. There now, I'll just give it a vigorous jiggle. Ma'am, I'm being as vigorous as manners will allow. There again, that looks like a train. Come on, the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe. Although, I have to say the doors are more reliable at Camp Standish. Hold on there. You keep slipping into your native Dutch. Are you commenting on my choice of field wear? Because I'll let you know my dear old mother sewed this for me. She refuses to let the bursitis keep her down. You know, my mother once said that to me. Well, well, what's inside this vault of secrets? Could this be Ghostwit, the helmet of King Arthur? I know the Red Skull's long had his eye on that legendary helm. Maybe I need to place my faith in a different deity. What heathen god does Magar the Mystic worship? I bet if Magar were on a train, his god wouldn't have let it get derailed. This helmet also appears to serve as a sort of key that interfaces the train's controls. Do you think I could just sit anywhere, or will that get me on the wrong side of the ticket inspector? Boy, this reminds me of the train from Union Pacific. You ever see that movie? It's a real rip-snorter. Don't remember the name of the train, though, do you? I sense you're not a fan of the pictures. Obviously more of the bookish type. The Silver Streak! I think that was the name of it. Or maybe it was the Shanghai Express. You know who'd remember? My old sidekick, Tubby Tinkle. Oops, more floaters. Really need to see my optometrist. This doesn't look like Brown's Hotel. Well, maybe let's have a little side quest. This illuminated target, it could be Ultimo, yes? Or perhaps it's Field Marshal Goring. Either way, the cause of liberty wins. So you think it may be an even higher value target? Maybe Der Fuhrer himself, eh? Think how I'll feel if it turns out to be some no-name Pfannenjucker. Yes, a very vivid hallucination. By gosh, it seems they did! Who would think that I, Deadpool, would fall prey to this soul-destroying drug? I've inhaled a puff of concentrated sin. Yes, I can already feel the craving for it taking me over. I can feel it distorting my mind, leading me into a life of degradation and crime. I seek wild diversions, overeating. I want to attend unchaperoned parties. Oh, one moment of bliss. Now a lifetime of regret. Somebody help me! Save me from the grip of this demon weed with its roots in hell! Oh, it's you. Have you come to save me? I suppose not. Well, never mind, I can do this. Just need to keep my head screwed on straight. It is really red, though, isn't it? Everything. I once saw a Rolls-Royce this color. I think it was called Luzon Red. How long does this hallucination last, anyway? Oh, right, good idea. Blessed God, Almighty Father, you hold all creation in your hands. Or wait, is it Almighty God, Blessed Father? Let's try again. Almighty God, Blessed Father, you hold all creation in your hands. No, I think I was right the first time. It was Blessed God, Almighty Father. Blessed God, Almighty Father, you hold all... Darn it, neither sounds right. Wait, maybe it's God Most High, Everlasting Father. You've interrupted me. I've lost my train of thought entirely. Yep, lost it. Boy, it was a good final prayer, too. Well, either way, I'm sure the man upstairs still got the message. He heard the meditation of my heart. Reminds me of that time I was listening to a Yankees game on the radio, and Snuffy Sternweiss was at bat against the Philadelphia Athletics, and I really wanted him to get a hit, and he got a hit. Then there was this other time. Spud Chandler was pitching against the Athletics, and I really wanted him to pitch a good game, and he had 8 strikeouts. See? God is always listening. Lady Deathstrike, eh? Sounds like a real seductress. A risky yet irresistible Mata Hari type. There isn't a dame Wade Wilson can't tame. Actually, we Americans don't take too kindly to the whole concept of monarchy. You see, on April 19, 1775, the first shots of the Revolutionary War were fired at Lexington and Concord in Massachusetts. But the story actually goes further back than that. Some would say to the signing of the Treaty of Paris in 1763. You know, I already forgot. Anyway, the Treaty of Paris, also known as the Peace of Paris, brought a formal end to the French and Indian War, ushering in an era of British dominance. The swamp? Where's that? Louisiana? They love me down in Louisiana. Yeah, the Angel and I took down the so-called Ghost of Amber Swamps down there. Turned out it was just that insane millionaire C.J. Miller. Can you believe that? Sure, I may be effectively atomized, but there's a lid for every pot, right? I was calling for help from a very specific superhero. Sorry, but it isn't you. Well, doesn't seem that the Angel wants to join forces again. I suppose I'll just have to do this solo. Gosh, I hope I'm not missing anything. Ha! Wouldn't that be embarrassing? I'm not sure what that is, but it looks important. Hello? The Angel? I really need your help this time. I don't get your meaning. Say, Carl, we have more traps here. Why wouldn't I? That's your name, isn't it? Short for Carla? Sure, but that's your last name. I just thought we were on first-name terms. My last name means son of William. Who's William? Beats the heck out of me. Names are funny things, don't you think so, Carl? You know, I find your threats admirably sincere. Thank you for your candor, Miss Spiral. Really having trouble focusing here. Anything you can do to add a little zing to your chatter? Do you do celebrity impersonations? Voices? Check this out. See? If anyone gets yellow and squeals, they're gonna leave in a pine box. Who's that? You won't even venture a guess? Edward G. Robinson! Come on, it's an uncanny impersonation. Say, how's that for a neat trick? Feats don't fail me now. Say, you must have a few celebrity impersonations in your back pocket. Come on, let's just hear one. Jimmy Cagney. What? Am I wrong? Oh, I see. It was Peter Lorre. Although, if you'll accept a little constructive criticism, the accent needs work. Say, Miss Spiral, you don't dislike me, do you? Insignificant. I'll have you know I'm a good conduct medal recipient. Creativity works both ways, you space carny. Of course, the pleasure is all mine, Mr. Domo. On your coffee break? What strange science are you talking about? Oh, golly, I'm in the newsreels. Mama would be so proud. Ninjas? Japan's silent assassins? Sent by the Hydra Supreme, no doubt. No shadow can hide your treachery. You can't sneak away from me. You're stealthy, but not stealthy enough. Don't think I forgot about Pearl Harbor. Face me, Shadow Warriors. Only cowards hide behind masks. Except for me. I'm the lone exception. Watch out there, fellas! That statue's alive! Fine, don't heed my warning. The statue moved, I swear it. Yes, I realize it's not moving now. Look, you'll just have to take my word on it. I'm trying to save you from a vengeful, haunted statue, and this is the thanks I get. Mark my words, when I'm all alone again, that statue will be dancing the jitterbug. Gentlemen, can't we all just collectively enjoy the sight of this majestic waterfall? I mean, this waterfall. Is it not a testament to true power? Our clash is but a ripple, soon to be erased by the unceasing water's flow. I myself have been guilty of not appreciating nature's splendor. I sense I'm not getting through to any of you. I just thought we could have a moment. Alas, I was mistaken. Right on time. Are any of you gentlemen familiar with this area's local legends? Maybe you've heard a ghost story or a recounting of a paranormal experience? Anyone? No? Well, I've got a theory that phantom pirates patrol these murky waters. Their treasure lies buried in the muck, and they'll defend it to the death against all those who trespass. Of course, Miss Spiral thinks I'm a nut, but we'll soon see who the real nut is. Ho! What's that? A living statue? Ho! See? These statues are all alive. Holy cats! I was so lost in nature's reverie I forgot about these statues. Did you know they're haunted? My theory is by ghost pirates. Spectral hands reach from the depths, beckoning foolish mortals to their doom. Several. I still have shrapnel embedded in my left temporal lobe. I'm not worried about traps. I'm worried about the ghost pirate captain's curse. I hope this bridge isn't more pirate trickery. Another trap? Does this pirate skullduggery know no end? You know what I could use about now? A sidekick. Yes. Boy, do I miss my old sidekick, Tubby Tinkle. Sure, General Phillips blamed my carelessness for Tubby's death, but really it was the lad's carelessness. For gosh sake, if Tubby wasn't so concentrated on eating that darn submarine sandwich, maybe he would have noticed the landmine. General Phillips said just about the same thing to me. Takes me back to when I was flying the hump in the China-Burma-India theater. Had to eat my co-pilot just to survive. Sure, he refused at first, but I have to believe he took a measure of solace in knowing his end served a higher purpose. Stories for another day, I suppose. Boy, I wouldn't want to live in a cave, would you? Too much guano. Also a high-risk location for bear attacks. Oh, what's it like? Does it have a bidet? I used one while on leave in Paris. Let me tell you, sister, for superior hygiene, there's nothing better than the refreshing caress of a bidet. Oh no! It's the ghost pirate captain's curse! Can you whoosh me out of here? Okay, do that. That sounds good. Say what you want about his eating habits, but if Tubby Tinkle could have bent trans-dimensional space-time, he'd have done it in a heartbeat. Hot dog! Nailed it! Take a look at this fancy footwork. Really gotta watch my step, huh? Whew, that was a real hair-raiser. Pardon me, fella. All these traps. It's like they don't want me here. Your words cut deep, you know. Well, I've had enough of this. Time for a change of scenery. Wouldn't you know it? Got company. More traps? Reminds me of when I went back to Canada to train at Camp X. Our days at Camp X were pretty routine. We'd rise at 5 a.m. for calisthenics, followed by a simple breakfast of oatmeal and milk rolls. After breakfast, we do our map-reading exercises, followed by code-breaking, or, to mix it up, a little marksmanship practice. Wait, hold up! Perhaps I'm revealing too much. After all, I don't really know what side of this war you're on. Oh, what's this now? Carl, have I told you about my severe phobia of the earth crumbling beneath my feet? And what if my phobia wasn't a mere phobia, but a psychic divination foretelling my own death? That's a chilling thought. Well, good thing this rope bridge was here. Although I can't say I trust its structural integrity. A nice break from the action. Surely no hoodlums will hassle me on a stairwell. Maybe if I do run into any more thugs, we can make nice, and I'll gather for a story circle. A story circle consists of a small gathering of individuals, seated in a circle, sharing personal or imagined stories centered around a common theme. As each participant takes a turn, a more intricate and multifaceted narrative develops. Yes, of course. Why would we want to break from the formula? Made it, Ma! Top of the world! Boy, not a lot of cinephiles in this crowd. Hello, it's me, one of your fellow ninjutsu practitioners. Please let me in before I'm pummeled by this prime specimen of American manhood. Long live His Majesty the Hydra Supreme? What do you know? They're bilingual. No one home, eh? That's a relief. Long live His Majesty the Hydra Supreme. You know, this reminds me of one of my most daring and audacious assignments. I was sent to Tokyo to infiltrate the Imperial Palace. The plan was straightforward. Get close enough to the Hydra Supreme to end the war in the Pacific with one swift action. I had the wild idea to pose as a geisha. A geisha! Can you believe it? I spent 6 months perfecting the tea ceremony, mimicking the graceful movements of a woman of art. Never did learn Japanese, though. Anyway, disguised in a formal black kimono and a nihongami wig, I managed to blend in and gain access to the palace. But wouldn't you know it, I got sidetracked when I found an old illustrated account of the Mongol invasions in the palace library. The rich history depicted in those pages captivated me. For hours I sat, engrossed in the rich illustrations of the Mongol fleets and their many epic conquests. Then I learned that the Hydra Supreme had departed the palace for his holiday villa in Hayama. I'd missed my opportunity, but I didn't leave empty-handed. You see, I absconded with the priceless volume on the Mongol invasions. Later, I traded it for a bottle of top-shelf whiskey because, well, as I said earlier, I don't know Japanese. Haven't I been here before? Boy, this whole compound could use a little more architectural variety. Just you, Carl, Spiral. Ghost! Look, I'm not after your pirate treasure. In fact, I forgot why I'm even here. As a rule, I don't talk to ghosts, specters, spooks, or spirits. Apparitions, though, they're a whole different ball of wax. Maybe this one's merely an apparition. Not sure what to do here. Don't have much experience with the supernatural. Perhaps we should bring in a medium, someone more conversant with the incorporeal. Maybe we just talk to it, huh? Convince it not to curse us in exchange for our assistance. What's this? Are we not over our fear of spirits? It's the fourth one. At this point, it's become positively commonplace. To be honest, that's the least frightening one we've seen today. Let's see what task this specter has in mind for us. Couldn't hurt just to inquire. I realize they're needy, but can you blame them? Hello there, happy haunting. I'm sure you have a fascinating backstory, but can we cut to the chase? I hope it wasn't a priceless illustrated volume about the Mongol invasions. While I'm able-bodied, I'm hardly a seaman. I'm Army, friend, not Navy. That I can probably do. No, friend, I'll find your coin. I don't see what makes this coin so lucky. It's not remarkable at all. I mean, the U.S. Mint churns out a few billion of these per year. Well, okay, I suppose I'll pick it up. Hardly. You can purchase 3-foot-long frankfurters from Doodle Dogs with this. Speaking of cool, you'll even have enough change left over to wash down those frankfurters with an icy cold can of Hires root beer. Dick. Don't know who Dick is. I'm Wade. Now, what am I doing here? Am I supposed to dynamite this place? Okay, I guess I won't. I don't even possess dynamite. You know, I arrived here with so few supplies, I've been reduced to relying on the generosity of the undead. Are you a ghost or an apparition? Or maybe you're a poltergeist? Are you a spirit of the previously living? Oh, and how did you shuffle off this mortal coil? You want off the mortal plane, I want out of this compound. Ah, so you're a helpful spirit. Corruption? Murder? I'm surprised you didn't go straight to HE double hockey sticks. You're lucky just to be trapped on the mortal plane. Then again, I'm not God. Who am I to judge the soul of a man? I'm not well versed in flower arrangement, but I'll give it my best. What a lovely blossom. a wonder of nature's design. Such delicate beauty in every detail. How long should I contemplate this flower? Say, Carl, what bouquet would win your heart? I'm just asking about your favorite flower. You strike me as a carnation kind of gal. Carl, have you never been in love? Someday the right fellow will come around to melt your cold, cold heart. Well, there's a fountain. Right. That flower should keep fresh for 3 to 5 days. I recall having to do something with this flower once I arrived at the fountain. Pin it in my lapel? No, that can't be right. Something about a flower in moon-dappled water. That's a romantic image, huh? How's the old saying go? Love conquers something, something? See, you say that just because you haven't met Mr. Right. But he's out there, Carl. He may even be closer than you think. That's okay. Happens to the best of us. That's why I recommend wearing dark-colored pants. I suppose you'll be on your way to the eternal torment of the pit, huh? Because of, all the corruption and murder. He seemed nice, huh? You'd hardly know he was a murderer. Oh, you're asking me? How would I know? Did you hear something? My mistake. Must be the wind. If that is the wind, it's quite vocal today. This whole place could really use an exorcism, huh? Wonder if this is a helpful or mischievous spirit. Either way, it should be approached with caution. Are you a helpful or mischievous spirit? That really wasn't my question. Googam? That's a new one. Madam, I don't know how long an animal can survive without food, but you've probably exceeded the time frame. I'll try, but if he already starved to death, don't go blaming me. Wait. What if it's a ghost, too? What do ghost cats eat? Carl, what do you know about ghost cats? Never mind. You don't strike me as a pet person. Oh? And do you have any amusing or interesting anecdotes? Thus far, this is neither amusing nor interesting. Now it took a melancholic turn. I didn't find that anecdote enjoyable at all. Maybe we should talk less. An arena? What's this all about? Carl, I know I said we should talk less, but what's on the other side of that door? Something scary? Googam, is that you? Oh, good. Maybe these lads know something about pet care. Any one of you a cat owner? Yes? No? Well, I just have some basic questions. How often do I have to feed them? What about grooming? Do you prefer a slicker or a bristle brush? How about spaying or neutering? Is that something I can do myself, or do you recommend a professional? No, Googam, no! Bad kitty! Show some restraint, Googam! Googam, this isn't how we do things! Googam, you incorrigible rascal! I thought you were trained better than that, Googam! Stop that, kitty! Let go, kitty, let go! I know I keep propelling them into your mouth, but you don't have to eat them. Okay, you're just a ghost cat. I'm a human. I'm the one at fault here. Guess I fed Googam. I was thinking it'd be tuna and jelly, but I suppose his daily nutritional needs were met. Carl, remember when I said we should talk less? Well, perhaps that was a bit harsh. I've decided we should resume our spirited conversations together once more. I don't want to disappoint you. Indeed, I did. He seems to be full at this point. Truly, he shouldn't need to eat for another... How often do ghost cats need to be fed? Carl, hear that? Some people like me. Mostly the undead, but it's a start. Wonder who he's talking to. Sure is a talkative chap, huh? Well, I'm sure he'll sort out whatever his problem is on his own. So many hauntings here, huh? You suppose this one's a murderer too? Hello there. Did you live a life of corruption and murder? Say, what's with the language? Well, that's not my fault. Ah, now that's a good, sturdy American name. Techniques? Can't have too many of those. Carl, do you have any techniques? Why so cagey? Afraid that I might be the superior pugilist? Now, that's just distasteful. You really crossed a line there, Carl. Okay, I've arrived at their inner sanctum. Aha! Like the previous tablet, this details Eastern fighting techniques. Oh, and another one. I don't know if I can remember all these steps. 5 steps. I can learn 5 steps, right? Well, that didn't do anything. Nothing. Nothing at all. Probably should look elsewhere. And that goes there. Oh, that looks nice. Let's put this here. Oh, I like that right there. Boy, this really ties the room together, doesn't it? Oh, it's you again from before. Carl, I have an update. Yes, it's very complicated though, isn't it? Is there a way to reduce it to 3 steps? Actually, I'm not big on learning new things. I've gotten this far on my brute instincts and cunning. Why change course now? Alakazam, Alakazee, gates open up for me. Say, this is high-quality roofing. Reminds me, I need to get my roof repaired. Say, we're awful high up here, aren't we? I'm not by nature afraid of heights, but wouldn't it be safer for everyone if we moved to a ground-level location? You don't believe I'm afraid of heights, do you? I already told you I'm not afraid of heights. This is not a challenge for Deadpool. Let's whoosh away. My wheeziness, trembling, and shortness of breath are all entirely unrelated to the fact that one wrong step may send me plummeting to my death. We really should take that zip line back to the sweet embrace of the earth. If you're frightened, we can close our eyes on the way down. Or we can stay up here all day, which, as someone unafraid of heights, is just all right by me. And away we go! Carl! An errantly placed sword has sliced me in half! Lack of lower extremities might put me at a disadvantage. Oh, okay. Well, when you're done with that, I need my legs. Seems I've still got a foot or two in this fight. I've never seen anything quite like this. Even detached, my legs demand justice. That's the spirit, legs. Keep kicking. Paper? That's not a very sturdy construction material. Foul fiend! How dare you attack me after what I've just been through? Hold on a minute. Where exactly is this zip line heading? What's that doing there? That shouldn't be there. Oh, what's this? Supplies? Think they keep any canteen cup stoves here? I could really use some hemorrhage control dressings. Looking for an entrenching tool. I could use some socks. I'm very particular about my socks. I like a cushioned sole and a welt with good elasticity. With precision and strength, I strike. Feel the might of freedom's sword. Watch these flimsy barriers fall. Through paper and tyranny, I carve a path. No wall too strong, no barrier too thick. Each cut brings us closer to victory. There you are, villain. No more hiding, it's over. Thought you could escape me? Step into the light, coward. Your hiding days are over. I've been caught with my trousers down too many times on this little jaunt. This time I'm ready for any dastardly doers. A door, eh? They're probably expecting me. But they're probably not expecting Clark Gable. Frankly, my dear, I'd prefer it if you'd open this door. Ha! They bought it. I know this is Hollywood's favorite leading man, Clark Gable. That I can do. My dear, have me autograph their 8x10 glossy? Oh, no. They're expecting Clark Gable. Once they see me in the flesh, the jig is up. Well, I guess I just have to stand up and face the music. Stairs, my eternal nemesis. I didn't sign up for stair duty. Another flight? Is there no end to this ignominy? What an endurance test this is. Am I? I feel like I'd remember that. I don't work for Mojo. I work for myself. I'm the very embodiment of American rugged individualism. You see, America was built by those who fought against the odds, those who never gave up, no matter the challenge. Tedious to you, but not to my 1,000-strong pool of pals. I may stand alone, but I also stand for every American boy and girl who ever dared to dream. Lady, the only reward I need is seeing the flag wave high, knowing that justice prevails and that the American spirit remains unbroken. Yes, and I will prattle on until all injustices are put right and tyranny no longer holds court anywhere on God's green earth. Look me in the eye when you say that. Ha! That'll be the day. Actually, I see myself as an oak tree. Also not a bird. Yes, there are lots of things the general public commonly mistake for birds. Carl, despite our many differences of opinion, I've got to say you're a real stand-up gal. Maybe I'm just feeling my mortality here, but I think in another time, in another world, you and me could really have made a great team. Alas, I'm already promised to Lady Liberty. Not a superheroine, but the concept of liberty, the ideal of freedom and justice I strive to uphold every day. Your menace won't go unchallenged. I'll defend the undead against your evil. Coronate this. Your evil plans end with me. Sorry to interrupt your little wedding. I'd never hit a lady, but you're no lady. Time to rethink your twisted loyalty to Hirohito. That's what you think, because I'm very easily distracted. Don't think I don't see right through you. You can't hide from justice, lady. I feel the air shift with your every move. Your Eastern magics are no match for American perseverance. I'll make your presence known. Maybe we should use this opportunity to our advantage. Look at her. She's a sitting duck. A duck is not a bird, which is good, because I don't hit birds. Let's end this little tango, shall we? Actually, I don't know how to tango. I can rumba. I can samba. I can conga! Well, I never even estimated you, over, under, or otherwise. Oh, you're Haltane High, class of 37? I don't remember you. What class did we have together? I'm trying here, racking my brain. Are you sure we attended school together? I can't remember you from Haltane High. You're quite distinguished looking. I don't think I'd forget that face. Did we work on the school newspaper together? You weren't on the hockey team, were you? Maybe we sat near each other in Mr. Patterson's history class? Look, you can be upset with me all you want, but you're not helping. I'm the one making all the effort here. Take what? There you go, hiding again. Well, how about this? I'm not sorry I don't remember you. You're not a very nice person, so it's best you're forgotten. I think I've opened up enough for one day, don't you? Come on, no sense dwelling in the past any further. Storm? I'm the one who should be furious. To be honest, I've tried to forget all about my high school days. The halls, the classes, the friends, they seem so distant, almost like a dream. The boy I was is gone, replaced by a man forged in the fires of battle. Back then, I was Wade Wilson, just another kid trying to blend in, make friends, pass geometry. Now I'm Deadpool, symbol of hope, a warrior for justice. Okay? I'm just gonna put my history behind me. Dwelling on the past is for the weak. Letting those old memories surface would only cloud my judgment, weaken my resolve. So I'll bury my memories deep, where they can't touch me. The past is something best tamped down, left to fester. Back for more, eh? Come now, no need to fly off the handle. Your rage blinds you to reason. Besides, all that anger isn't healthy. Let's talk through this calmly. Come on. Deep breaths. It helps. Okay, try counting to 10. How about channeling your anger into something creative? Maybe a peaceful hobby could help, like gardening. Well, we don't seem to be getting anywhere, do we? Yes, certainly with that attitude. I've hid from my problems my whole life, and I'm crippled inside. So who am I to tell you how to live your life? If you want to be invisible, be invisible. But just know, lady, I see you. More of you? This is starting to get confusing. I'll cut through your clones one by one. Just how many of you are there? Your trickery won't stop the cold blade of justice. Why can't it be everyone's day? Lady, monarchies represent everything I stand against. Unchecked power, inherited privilege, the suppression of the common man's voice, elaborate ceremonies full of costume and choreography. I've given you much food for thought, haven't I? Well, let me just remind you that my country was founded by men who refused to live under the yoke of some distant monarch. The American Revolution was our statement to the world that all men are created equal, endowed with unalienable rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Do we live up to those principles? Every once in a while. Occasionally, sometimes. But that's really besides the point. Where there's the oppressive hand of monarchy, I will break its grasp. Don't stop now. I'm just warming up. Come on, there's still so much to cover. Stay with me. The best is yet to come. Now that I've got you as a captive audience, you'll find I have countless fascinating anecdotes from America's past. Carl, of course, has no appreciation for my vast wealth of historical knowledge, but I saw that sparkle in your eye. You yearn to know more. Well, I guess it's back to Mojo World for the two of us. Oh, sounds like someone's jealous. Another secret level. What mysteries will you reveal? I must say, that was a worthy detour. Until next time. Boy, look at this art. You can't even see the Band-Aid dots. I wonder what exciting adventures await me next month. You think the Wizard would get himself mixed up in this crazy plot? Is there a soda shop anywhere around here? I'd like to cool off with a carbonated beverage. Well, this is a real humdinger of a story, isn't it? I haven't had a mission this thrilling since I went toe-to-toe against the Barker and his nefarious carnival of crime. Just a reminder that I'll be featured in next month's All Victors Quarterly, an incredible comic value featuring the greatest heroes ever assembled, all in one book. Say, if you'd like to join my fan club, just send 10 cents on a self-addressed stamped envelope to Deadpool's Pool of Pals, 1290 Avenue of the Americas, 2nd floor, New York, New York. Wow, what an adventure! This is why my many imitators fall far behind the pace set by Deadpool Monthly's spine-tingling action and unrivaled reading. Hey, loyal reader, Head to your newsstand next month for 45 more pages of smashing action-packed stories like this, plus other exciting features. A limited edition! Splendid! Another fine collectible for our heroes' collectible collection. Leaving a prize like this lying around? Unacceptable! Hardly mint condition, but I'll take it. Ah, you'll have a better home with me, I dare say. More treasure! Huzzah! Thwarting villains and parting gifts? Glorious! A hero gets so few perks, and I suppose this is supposed to be one of them. What's this? Another masterpiece for me to pillage? Fortune favors our hero once more. Ouch! Oh, that's smarts! Darn it! Jumpin' Juniper! Why, you'll pay for that! What in the blazes? Yo! I'm all busted up! Maybe Deadpool has finally met his match. Has Deadpool finally stared defeat in the face? I'm really being put through the ringer. Could the flame of freedom finally be dwindling? I will gladly give my life for this beloved land. Could this be the end of Deadpool? I'm not going down without a fight. The situation has sure grown dire for Deadpool. Take that, you Axis rat! There's one for Lady Liberty! Gangway! So long! Try that on for size. That puts an end to your shenanigans. You're not so tough. Got 'em. There's something to chew on. Another blow for justice. Did someone call for a patriot? Well, that takes care of that. Send his body back to the Reichstag, courtesy of Deadpool. That's for all the red-blooded, patriotic American boys and girls. How about an early retirement? That's what I call a dishonorable discharge. And just when I thought the fun was starting. Good riddance. Send my regards to the Führer. You asked for it, pal. Gee, he's really falling apart. Say, don't go to pieces on me. Try to keep it together, huh? Time for you to split. What a gruesome scene. That was unexpectedly graphic. You'll get yours. I'll lick the pants off you villains. Have a taste of your own medicine, rat. Run if you know what's good for you, dimwits. I'm the bugler and this is your wake-up call. You murdering crook! When Deadpool is on the march, let evildoers beware. I'll put an end to your diabolical mission. Fifth columnist, confound you fiends! Vice and villainy never win. The battle's already over, soldier. Turn in your uniform. Agreed. These palookas offer no challenge to Deadpool and his trusty sidekick, Red Skull. Can't this jalopy go any faster? No, I prefer to stay where the action is. Plus, if I ran into anyone I know down here, it would be awkward, to say the least. How can you even see where you're going with those hollowed-out sockets of yours? If all the freedom and liberty in my heart weighs me down, then so be it. Gangway! Red Skull and Deadpool ride for justice! No need to flip your lid, my fiery friend. I gave you top billing, after all. My stars, your jumping prowess is superb. Indeed, my fruit basket is more of a fruit cocktail at this point. Oh, I now regret eating that baker's dozen of pickled eggs this morning. Yes, you're not quite as hard-boiled as we were led to believe. Meeting on the sly, eh? Red Skull, you motorbike Matahari. Ready to give it all for the land of the free? Come on, let's be quick about this. What would my pool of pals think if I were photographed at a seedy casino? Let's stack the odds for freedom. Let's try to enlist Lady Luck to our side. Player, you're no Tubby Tinkle, but I suppose you'll do for a sidekick. Remember, kids, don't gamble your future on games of chance. Remember, kids, betting's always a bad bargain. Remember, kids, the true jackpot is in an honest effort. Remember, kids, every dice roll's a risk not worth taking. Remember, kids, why wager when you can work hard and succeed? I claim ownership of this grand treasure. A glorious prize. An unexpected curio. Splendid. My, will these riches never cease. I'm commandeering this for our mission. You never know when it might come in handy. Another perk just for being me, I suppose. Yes, I am your new owner. You will be well cared for. A grand trophy indeed. Another premium to pilfer. I've earned it. Oof, oof. Great Caesar's palace, that's smarts! Ouchie! I'm all in no matter the stakes. I won't fold under pressure. You can't cash me out that easy. I fought bigger odds at Omaha Beach. Guess it's time to cash in my chips. It appears I've been bested at last. This is the end, I fear. Well, that's a bad roll of the dice. It seems I have been mortally wounded. Guess I'm folding this round. And so ends this hero's journey. Sometimes you're on a hot streak, other times you're ice cold. Victory is mine, I say! You wagered your life and lost miserably. To be fair, you were warned. Rolling the dice against America? Bad bet. Always bet on freedom. One patriot beats a royal flush every time. Fortune, it appears, favors me. Looks like you've played your last card. Guess the house doesn't always win. Should have known when to fold. Looks like you crapped out. Jackpot! You're all out of aces. You just rolled snake eyes, you snake. Away with you, I say. Do you smell that? It smells like victory. Bad bet, baddie. The odds were not in your favor. You should know the odds before you bet. Ha! Called your bluff. How disarming. Looks like you're a little short-handed. Appears you've been dealt a losing hand. Well, you've got a lot of guts. And one less limb. Hope you weren't too attached to that. Step aside, or I'll do away with what's left of you. You've made a risky bet, friend. Your luck just ran out. Ready to fold? Time to cash in your chips. You've run out of cards to play, scoundrel. Your house of cards is about to collapse, evildoer. You're out of cards and I'm out of patience. I'll push in your poker face. This will not go well for you. Fair warning. I don't need luck when I've got justice on my side. Hope you didn't wager too much on this fight. Ready to ante up? You've played your last hand, pal. Time to show your cards, buddy. I've got an ace up my sleeve, and it's called the U.S. Constitution. Should I wager my hard-earned American dollars? Let's try our luck. Oh, you are such a tempting apparatus. What say you, one-armed bandit? A game of chance between skirmishes? Why not? Who can say no to such an enticing device? Curse this blasted machine! Ah! I have been swindled! What? To be fleeced yet again? Why, you electronic highwayman! This one appears to be defective. I won! Hooray! I am as victorious in gambling as I am in battle. To the victor go the spoils. I like that! Great Scott, I am renewed. Feeling lucky this time out. Well, as I live and breathe. I live and breathe. All's well. Every time they think I'm out, I pull a royal flush. Someone just got a bonus spin. Ouch, it burns. That all you got, hothead? Righteousness rebounds. Gotta do better than that, soul stealer. Patriotism perseveres. Crafty demon, crafty. I might need some divine intervention. Message received, loud and clear. Sorry, my mistake. That's the one. Tubby, my old friend, I'm coming. Still refuse to kneel to evil. I'm dying, but I'm dying free. Hope I don't wake up in hell. My blood waters the tree of liberty. Wade Wilson, signing off. Back to the abyss. Not today, Satan's sidekick. Righteousness always triumphs. Give Mephisto my regards. Thanks, but I'll keep my soul. The devil must be hiring amateurs. Evil has no home here. Satan's spawn begone. I break hell's chains. Mephisto's minion falls. Demonic tyranny ends here. Your evil has no jurisdiction in this secret level. I don't make deals with devils. Time to exorcise some evil. I'm no saint, but I guess I'll do. Someone skipped Sunday school. Do I detect a hint of sulfur? Enough of your dark sorcery. For every soul you've stolen, patriotism purges evil. I'm not ordained, but I'm happy to perform an exorcism. Let freedom detonate. The 4th of July came early. By the people, for the people. Let my ears ring. Did I go overboard? I'm no demon, but I do rain hellfire. All tied up now. I won't be denied. A real tight squeeze. I've got you. Well, that worked. Easy as stealing gum from a newsstand. Success! And Omar Bradley said I lacked the ability for simple problem solving. Quite satisfying. I never doubted myself for a minute. Well, how about that? Huzzah! Hello, what's this? Deadpool approves. Christmas came early this year. For me? You shouldn't have. What titanic nemesis will Deadpool counter next? There's no crisis we Americans can't meet if we keep foremost the anti-robot principles that made our nation great. Kids, have you tried Jolly Jack? It's the good-for-you candy bar made with the sugar you need for all-day energy. Yippee-yum! Jolly Jack gives me pep. Kids, let's keep Old Glory flying by purchasing war stamps and bonds. Kids, do your bit to win the war. Save waste paper. You can't do this. I'm American. I ought to give you a sock in the jaw for that. What the deuce? Great guns! What's the big idea? Holy smoke! Boy, what a scrap! Great Godfrey! Wow! What hit me? The Statue of Liberty? Well, I'll be... Ye gods! Too much excitement for me. Guess Deadpool's checking out early. Well, it appears my hash is settled. What a wallop! I hope my old partner Tubby Tinkle awaits me on the other side. Your gears are officially ground. Robots fall, America stands tall. You must be tired. Lie down. This is a better workout than the gym. That should cool you off a little. There's a present for you. Have a seat. You made a tragic mistake. Promise is made, promise is kept. Why you and stay in pieces. Made in America beats made by Mojo. They don't make robots like they used to. I'll make this a night to dismember. Put 'em up, you lug. Something to remember me by. It's your turn next. I don't play favorites. Tisk, tisk. Bah! I've seen toasters with more fight. Someone's due for a tune-up. Time to pull your plug. Your mechanical menace ends here. Mojo must be desperate if he sent his wind-up toys. 10 tyrants, steel stooges, bolts for brains. Who said there's no second act? There's more work for Deadpool to do. I've still got an account to settle. I like my rest, but I prefer action. It's time again for Deadpool. As long as robotic villainy remains, my fight must continue. This reminds me of the time I was forced to fight in an arena of death solely for people's amusement. I feel compelled to remind all the viewers at home to join Deadpool's pool of pals. Where are the cameras? I'd just like to know they're catching my best angles. Kids, remember to start the day the right way with Deadpool-approved Thorgensen's 1-Minute Oats. Boys and girls, you've seen my amazing exploits. Now listen to them on Deadpool's Daring Radio Hour, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Say, that's unsportsmanlike. That's quite painful, actually. I call foul. Well, that's a sensation I won't soon forget. Don't do that. Point that elsewhere, huh? And I just had this suit mended. Look, you made me bleed. Always figured I wouldn't die a natural death. Well, this is slightly embarrassing. Oh, great. And on national television. Can I have my prize before I die? Old soldiers never die. Well, I suppose they do die. I can't die. I'm the protagonist of this yarn. Accept my fate. I must. Can we get another take on this? You're out! I don't play games I can't win. Don't worry. They died for entertainment. Well, how about that? I dedicate that one to my dear mother. Guess we won't be seeing them next episode. Did the cameras get a good angle on that? I aim to please. Die, villain! Pack it in, fiend! Kids, remember, only dismember in self-defense. Hope they didn't need that. Walk it off. I'd have a doctor look at that. That's enough residual limb for a prosthesis. I might tie a tourniquet on that. Come on then, let's play. What are the rules for this game again? For every attack, my resolve only grows. Like the majestic bald eagle, Deadpool always rises to the top. Scatter, foes! You can break my spine, but you can't break my spirit! I don't yield to tyrants! Try harder, I'm not impressed. Your petty threats won't work on me. I'll cut through you like a fresh-out-of-the-oven apple pie. Kid, this dimension isn't big enough for the both of us. Come on, can I try on your hat? I'll give it back. Who's ready for a return appearance? How's this for a plot twist? Ah, my hotly anticipated return. Even death can't keep a patriot down. Let's try that again, huh? I'm back because the public demands it. Should I go e-foiling later? I'm not even certain what it is. Frankly, I don't know how that hotel bartender made it through bartending school without learning how to make a coconut rum swizzle. Did you even notice my tan? You know, a compliment every once in a while goes a long way. You know, I could really enjoy myself here if I could forget that 8,000 miles from here our boys are dying in the Leyte Gulf. I wonder, when that man said he would take me banana boating, was that some sort of innuendo? Youch! Watch it, dolt brain! How dare you! Ha! Try that again. Bet you can't do that twice. Just a scratch. Careful, you could have killed me. Guess I've earned another Purple Heart. Ah, death, my old friend. You can kill a man, but you can't kill a cause. See you again next issue. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. In spite of this, I'm not ruling out a return appearance. Can this be the end for the super soldier Deadpool? That could have gone less humiliatingly. At least I died in paradise. Those parts should be recycled for the war effort. Off to the smelting plant you go. See you again someday, perhaps as a B-25. Not bad for a machine. Donate that to Salvage for Victory. Your model's been discontinued, Buster. Sorry, Sparky. Keep building 'em, Mojo. I'll keep breaking 'em. Another one consigned to the scrap heap of history. Kids, contact your local waste management facility for instructions concerning the disposal of electronic devices. Well, these things happen in war. Oh, don't worry about that. Probably didn't need it anyway. You just earned yourself a Purple Heart. How clumsy of you. You really ought to try to be more careful. Oh, walk it off. Steel Stooge, Tin Tyrant, Iron Ignoramus, Defective Dolt, Electric Evildoer. I never bow to robotic tyranny. Mojobot. I say Mojo not. You'll never replace flesh and blood American manpower. Ha! I'm more afraid of my icebox. Perhaps I'll put it some way you can understand. Ahem. Bleep bloop blorp. Guess who? So, what happened while I was away? I predict success this time around. Well, fourth time's the charm. Back from the brink and ready to make a stand against villainy. Old soldiers never die. They're just reconstituted in a slightly compromised form. This sort of plotline would have been preposterous in my day. Kids, before you go to sleep, brush with Chlorident Dental Cream. Only Chlorident features Dazzle'em, which protects your smile all night and all day. This reminds me of... It doesn't remind me of any of my previous escapades, and I once fought a gorilla trained as an Axis spy. Maybe using my keen intellect I can manipulate these Deadpools into killing each other. Perfect! Now I just need a plan. Yes, a plan. Kids, follow your dreams. Unless you're like me, waking up every night in terror, screaming, thrashing, seeing your sidekick Tubby Tinkle's entrails spread across a field in southern France. That's not a dream you should follow. Whatever happened to the Deadpool Pool of Pals Code of Honor? This is a betrayal of the highest order. Is this wound technically self-inflicted? Hey, save some for the bad guys, will ya? Is there some sort of multiverse council I can file a complaint with? Okay, you've got something to prove. You've proven it. I probably should have seen that coming. I'm starting to think you've got a grudge. This is why the multiverse should have stayed a theory. Too many Deadpools. Well, Omar Bradley always did say I was my own worst enemy. I'm still the best Deadpool. My death proves nothing. I don't know whether to be mad or proud. You can't replace me. I'm the third bill star of daring mystery comics. Maybe this means I'll get a spooky ghost arc next month. If I had a choice, I'd still rather die to me than anyone else. Well, I always was bad at relationships. Guess we won't be sharing a dance at the USO Club later. I hate doing that to a lady, but orders are orders. I haven't encountered such a devious dame since I fought that thieving temptress Cat's Paw. Nothing personal, soldier. Consider yourself decommissioned. There's only room for one soldier in this war. Not exactly military-grade construction. Your quick draw wasn't quick enough. Looks like you cashed in all your chips, cowboy. I'll drink a sarsaparilla in your honor. By the way, what exactly is sarsaparilla? Your wanted poster just got an update. Deceased. A little off the top, a lot off the sides. Back in my day, a fella came apart with a bit more dignity. Pull yourself together, other Deadpool. Not the first time I've field-stripped a piece of faulty equipment. Divide and conquer. That's what's called an old-fashioned tactical disassembly. Don't worry, I'll send flowers to your funeral. Lady, I'm sending you to the great powder room in the sky. Sorry, no chivalry in war. You know, they used to make dames tougher back in the 40s. I don't trust me, so why would I trust you? Wow, it's like looking in a mirror. A cracked mirror. Come on, who's really behind that mask? Baron Strucker, is that you? Uncanny likeness, but the posture needs work. Nice boots. Is that tooled leather? This is one showdown you're not walking away from, kid. Kid, this dimension isn't big enough for the both of us. Come on, can I try on your hat? I'll give it back. Miss me? Sure you did. I'm back. Now where's my dignity? Who ordered a fresh batch of vengeance? Oh, great. Now I have to explain this to the Veterans Administration again. All right, who's ready for round... What round is this exactly? I live again! And this time I'm gonna win! Probably. This has the fingerprints of Baron Nishima all over it, don't you think? Aha! I recognize the trickery of ninjutsu when I see it. Come out, ninja! You're not fooling anyone. This reminds me of a daring operation I went on in Distinguished Gentleman Comics number 32. The Ninja Master in Captain Smiley Comics number 16 thought he had me all figured out. But when you're up against the Deadpool, there's always a twist. Nice one, but Deadpool's not done yet. You got lucky, friend. Based on your legendary training, I guess I expected more. Fighting dirty, huh? You got me once. Don't expect it to happen twice. Wounds are just the price of freedom. You can kill a man, but not an idea. For instance, I had an idea for a tie clip that's also a whiskey flask. Play something patriotic at my funeral, like the boogie-woogie bugle boy of Company B. I may be dying, but like a bad MRE, I'll keep on turning up. You may win the battle, but the war rages on. Today's just not my day. This can't be how my story ends. Someone call Joe Simon. I guess all that sneaking around couldn't save you. You're fast, but freedom's faster. Down for the count. Should've stuck to the shadows, friend. The Emperor won't be hearing from you again. Looks like the only thing you mastered was defeat. Your ninja code is no match for Liberty's creed. Another silent assassin silenced. Well, I hope in your dying moments you learned a lesson. Hope you've got a spare. Guess he won't be sneaking around anymore. Justice cuts deep. That's what I call the unkindest cut. You can hide in shadows, but my blade finds everyone. You call that an ambush? You'll need more than red pajamas to beat me. You can't stealth your way out of this, friend. I remain unimpressed by your ninja deceit. You can hide, but you can't fight. What's wrong? Running out of shadows to hide in? I've seen more intimidating footwork at a jitterbug. You should have stayed in the shadows. Guess I'm not finished yet. Sorry, freedom doesn't take time off for death. America never quits, and neither do I. I'm back. Stronger, faster, and more patriotic. The fight's not over till I say so. Thought I was defeated? Think again. Do you smell brimstone? I haven't faced a foe this diabolical since General Rodu and his parrot men. I'll give you a free lifetime membership to Deadpool's Pool of Pals if you make this quick. I don't know that I'd agree that this is the ultimate gladiatorial grudge match. My resolve only strengthens. Bruised, but not beaten. The path to victory is paved with sacrifice. Injured, but undeterred. Ha! If I had properly functioning nerves, I might have felt that. My determination remains. I'll bear any pain for the sake of justice. You'll have to do better than that, brute. Liberty's embers are fading. If I die, so does any hope for freedom. You think death can stop me? You can kill a man, but you can't kill an idea. I can't die. I'm putting in a special guest appearance in next month's Daring Mystery Comics. Maybe Mojo was right when he called me the underdog. This is truly the most devastating of my many public humiliations. Pshaw! What's a little severe blood loss to the mighty Deadpool? The forces of darkness retreat! Out, foul stain on the fabric of liberty! Die, villain! Justice has been served! Let that serve as a warning to evildoers everywhere. The sword of justice strikes true. How'd you like that? Somebody cue the victory polka. Ha ha! Sometimes I surprise even myself. I dismember evil. In the fight against tyranny, limbs are often lost. Justice's blade cuts swift. The price of villainy, dismemberment. The tree of liberty must be refreshed from time to time with the limbs of tyrants. You can't intimidate me. I once licked Willie Pep in a bar fight. I'll just let my talks do the fisting. Try again, villain. Fear is not in my vocabulary, but I did just use the word. Curious. Ha 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 ha! I laugh in the face of your feeble attempts at intimidation. Come on, this rumba has only just begun. I've had tougher rounds of hopscotch. Oh, I return! Behold, it is I, returned from the brink of oblivion, reborn to defend freedom once more. Another chance to uphold justice. Not even death can stop me. This reminds me of my most recent adventure. Kids, don't forget to save your waste paper, fats, and old rubber for the war effort. These finks all look like Marvex the super robot. I heard he was promiscuous, but this takes the cake. Say, I don't like that, not one bit. Great guns! Holy smoke! Whoa, take it easy, huh? Gotta act fast or I'm sunk. I won't be upstaged by a bucket of bolts. Death comes for us all, I guess. Chalk this one up as a loss. No encore for this act. He'll never reave America's hope. It's not how you fall, it's why you stand. I hate to leave my audience hanging, but alas, I gave it my all, and I'd do it again. Send that one back to the factory. Pardon my violence. Consider yourself decommissioned. Rust in peace. Toodaloo, tin soldier. I'd call that a major malfunction. You're scrap metal. Guess I'm the one who's cutting edge, huh? Looks like you're half the machine you used to be. You're short a few pieces, chum. Should have brought along a mechanic. Hope you've got a spare in the trunk. Someone's got a real screw loose. There's about to be a factory recall on you. I'll send you to the scrapyard. Hope your warranty hasn't expired. Now you're just cold steel. My next bid for victory begins now. We can't fail this time. Bet you didn't see this plot twist coming. I'll keep on fighting for the cause of free men until my victory is won. You know, I once considered a career in pest control. Mojo, do you really think this television thing is going to catch on? Deadpool says, help national defense. Buy war bonds. Hey now, that was uncalled for. That was a dirty trick. For liberty's sake, I'll endure any suffering. Every wound a testament to my courage. Endurance is the hallmark of a hero. Medic! Deadpool can't die. Not yet. Recommend me for the Medal of Honor. They can kill a man, but they can't kill an idea. The American dream lives on. For freedom, I gladly sacrifice. In valor, there is no regret. Justice served. Freedom triumphs over alien tyranny. The American way prevails, even in space. Death to collectivism! For America! For Earth! Freedom always prevails. Think for yourself, friend. Collectivism falls before individual liberty every time. Limb by limb, Uncle Sam prevails. Severed by my patriotic might. Dismembered by the power of freedom. Meet the sharp edge of justice. You've been dissected. Your defeat is imminent. I'll squash you. I'll swat you down, brood. Quit your chittering. Someone hand me the insect spray. I don't talk to insects. I stomp them. You better scatter, pest. Revived to ensure justice for all. Resurrected for righteousness. Do you have a nickel? A footlong costs 30 cents and I only have a quarter. Did you know Doodle Dogs has a hot dog called the Chihuahua with chili on it? Ha! No thanks. Too spicy for this small town boy. Doodle Dogs also does a hot dog called the Springer Spaniel with cheese, onions, and barbecue sauce. You want to say, whoa, slow down. Just how many flavors do you think one man can handle at once? But don't think Doodle Dogs is just hot dogs. They also have delicious coffee and world-class pastries. How do you take your hot dog? Hold on, I know. Mustard and sauerkraut, am I right? Blast it, I'm hit. Egads, not my first firefight. That's all ultimatums got? Seems I'm in a fight for my life. Patriotism triumphs over pain. Pain's temporary. Freedom's forever. Still got plenty of fight left. At least I'm ideologically superior. My flag still flies high. Tell them I held the line. A soldier's duty is never done. Watch where you point that thing. No time for delicacy. War isn't a pretty business. Back to basic training. How's that for anarchy? Sorry, Ulti, fanatic. I don't compromise with terrorists. You chose anarchy. You chose wrong. No room for extremists here. Democracy doesn't bow to terror. Rats! This whole place is swarming with ultimatum agents. Easy now, fella. No one will stop my battle against injustice and oppression. You underestimate me at your own peril. I'm made of sterner stuff than you, friend. As you can see, I've honed my body to serve as a highly efficient fighting machine. Rant and rave all you want, villain. As a living symbol of America, I understand why I'm such an irresistible target for you anarchist hooligans. Your group's goals are frivolous and impractical. Cease your anti-nationalist activities, fiend! You're quite an accomplished combatant. Why throw your life away over a cockamamie cause? If only you'd promoted your political views peacefully, I would have defended your right to speak. A little American fireworks. Big problems sometimes require big solutions. Hear that? Loud and clear. All part of the plan. Bet they felt that outside of the secret level. Explosive justice! The bigger they are, the harder they explode. Justice always finds its mark. My grapple strikes true. Liberty's reach knows no bounds. That worked nicely. How resourceful of me. That did the trick. Just a little know-how. All in a day's work. That's American ingenuity. Making progress. Works for me. I'm a new man. Gee, I feel funny. I feel refreshed. I dreamed I saw Washington, Jefferson, and old Ben Franklin, too. I have been to the other side, and there was nothing, just a black abyss. I feel like $1,000. Doesn't look like I have the proper membership to enter this one. This one is forbidden for me to enter. Bigotry rears its ugly head once more. Looks like we've hit the jackpot. Onward! Half-tank, meet all-American. I know there was something about this very situation in the Tank Destroyer Field Manual. If only I'd read it. Don't take it out on me, take it out on your barber. Looks like you're stuck in low gear. You're all tread and no traction. Don't tread on me. You've got wheels but no brakes. Looks like you're stuck in low gear. How's your turning radius, Tanky? Hope you know a good mechanic. Your communist villainy ends here. Red's just not your color. You'll regret tangling with me. Time to send you back to Siberia. Your tentacles can't crush the American spirit. You're a long way from Moscow, Red. Give Stalin my regards. Quite the grip you've got there. You're no match for American might. You're weak, Red. Too much borscht, not enough beef. You'll find I'm not so easily constricted. Your tactics are as predictable as winter in Siberia. A deadly dance, but I lead this Lindy Hop. Your coils are no match for my cunning. Say, do you know how to do the Kalinka? Your grip is firm, but my resolve firmer. You fight for collectivism, I fight for freedom. You're just another failed Soviet experiment. You can't contain liberty, Red. Quite the grip. Did Stalin teach you that? Ha! You're all borscht and no bite. Justice is unyielding, even against you. Watch it with those things. You might hurt yourself. Let's see how much gas is left in that old KV tank. Hold on. Did I just hear General Zhukov calling you? You can't snuff out liberty's flame. Try as you might, you can't contain freedom, Red. Your grip's as weak as your ideals. I will always truncate the tendrils of tyranny. Freedom never falls to foreign enemies. Although this is merely a game to you, player, to me it is yet another chance to thwart evildoers across the globe. Or at least get me out of classic comics for a nice stretch of the legs. Advance, player! I don't know the meaning of the word surrender, nor obsequious, protonotary, or anthropomorphism, for that matter. Hold on to your hat, player, for a grand adventure awaits. Choose me for more levels, player, for there is no limit to the comeuppance we can dish out. Onward, player! These Tinker Toy soldiers are no match for Deadpool. Oh, I do so love a mechanical massacre, don't you? Don't worry, when they record my exploits, I'll make sure they embellish this part. Easy victories make boring stories. I'll wager those other versions of me do not dispatch mechanicals with such efficiency, A prediction player. If one were to write songs about the fighting skills of these chrome cads, they'd most certainly struggle to rhyme with incompetent. I've battled some great foes in my time, and I'll always remember those fights. These I forgot before they hit the ground. Another prize to purloin! Have no fear, your new owner is here. Ah, more illicit contraband to confiscate. I will display you among my other battle trophies. First come, first served, as they say. Not the commendation I was expecting, but I'll take it. Fortunate me! To the victor go the spoils. Double time, into the pouch, let's go! Another timely trinket. Knights of Columbus, that hurts. My defenses have been brutally breached. You got a lick in, I'll give you that. Louis B. Mayer, that smarts. Egad, I've been struck. Keep your meat hooks to yourself. Why, I oughta. More pain? Quite unpleasant. Has our hero's story reached its final issue? Another death? That razzes my berries. I could have been a contender. I have been thoroughly trounced. Goodbye, cruel world. No, I am not at all well. Those weren't Queensberry rules, you lecherous cheats! What is the opposite of unscathed? For that is what I am. I'm feeling very scathed right now. Consider yourself decommissioned. If you had polished your fighting skills as much as your implements, you might have stood a chance. Man will always triumph over machine, or any twisted mixture of the two. I hear trumpets of triumph. I hear them in my head, but I hear them just the same. Stay down, mechanical menace, or receive a second pummeling. An early prototype, I dare say. Another enemy swiftly dispatched. Was there ever any doubt? I hope next year's models present more of a challenge. More scrap metal for the war effort. Hooray! Today was a good day to die. For him, mind you, not me, of course. A fitting end to your unnatural existence. Your name will be remembered when tales are told of this. Wait, I didn't actually get your name. Sorry, soldier. This model was hardly American-made. Back to whichever asinine assembly line you rolled off of. I almost pity you, for you obviously knew not whom you challenged. You'll not make your appointment with the wizard, Tin Man. You are defeated, but you knew that, of course. Your maniacal modifications availed you not. They don't make them like they used to. Consider yourself thoroughly thwarted. No, I do not have a lisp. Such spewing, and in Technicolor, too. My blade swings true once more. Sorry, soldier, I meant to end your miserable existence, not leave you hideously disfigured. You, sir, are very skilled at bleeding. I'll cut you down to peanut size. You have been cleaved, sir. Someone took too many liberties with an erector set, if you want my opinion. You're out of uniform, soldier. I think your death will save a lengthy court-martial. Cruising for a bruising, are ya? You, sir, are no officer nor a gentleman. I will thrash you thoroughly, and when I'm done, I'll thrash you again. Ah, Picasso has been experimenting with three-dimensional media, I see. Can we skip to the part where you beg for mercy? I'm getting bored. Surrender now, you wind-up windbag. I hope your affairs are in order, soldier. No, seriously, it's never too early. Scram, fiends, before I put the kibosh on you clunkers. Electronical evildoers, beware! From a sideshow, I assume. Your timely arrival saved me 2 bits. I hate long goodbyes, so I'll just kill you quickly. Prepare to taste my steel. Not a euphemism, mind you, I was speaking of my swords. Sadly for you, I will not be taking prisoners today. For Tubby! You've met your match, robotic ruffian. Where is your commanding officer? That is hardly standard-issue gear you're sporting. Today, your doom is pronounced Deadpool. Run for your miserable life, clockwork coward. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. No matter the size, I'll put your lights out just the same. You, sir, are over your ration limit for scrap metal. Play it again, Sam. Never fear, I will persevere. When last we left our fearless hero. All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. I will not go gentle into that good night. Lady Fortuna has graced me with her glorious bosom and nursed me back to the land of the living. Try that again, see what happens. Gonna take more than a love tap. Is that all you can muster, you clanking coward? Nice try, Rust Bucket, but I'm still breathing. A little scratch won't slow me down. Mere luck, metal miscreant. Just a nick. I've had worse from shaving. A little dent, but still in fighting form. That's all right. Curiosity killed the cat, as they say. Authorized personnel only, I suppose. This one isn't above my pay grade. Gonna miss doodle dogs. Steel hands can't kill an iron will. Hope there's an America in heaven. The past just beat the future. Ta-ta, tin soldier. Your circuits are fried. Process that, hydraulic has-been. War machine, now war debris. Should have stayed human. No more reboots, you un-American automaton. Next time, send something harder to kill. Another mechanical menace meets the scrap heap of justice. I don't need augmentations. Just good old-fashioned American muscle. Technology can't beat tenacity. I'll find your off switch. Your programming didn't account for one thing. Me. I don't need fancy gadgets to knock you flat. You were built for war. I was made for justice. You fight like a machine, predictable and clunky. You're all steel and no soul. Your machine mind can't compute American courage. Tell your robotic overlords I'm just getting started. I enjoy a good explosion. What can blow up, must. Deadpool continues to bring the heat. Blammo! Just blowing off some steam. Who knew I had such flair? Liberty goes boom! Quite the showstopper! I won't let go! This is my forte! Held fast, my friend. Victory is all tied up. That's a wrap. I always find a way to win. Everything's falling right into place. Now, wasn't that resourceful? That'll do nicely. The environment is my ally today. Making the most of it. Utilizing everything. What a move! High tech, this place. So many gadgets. So many glossy surfaces. Say, did you join Deadpool's pool of pals yet? Boy, I wish my old sidekick Tubby Tinkle were here. I'd bet he'd be somewhere in the corner about now, really digging into a triple fudge sundae. I wonder how the Yankees are doing. I think they were playing the St. Louis Browns. This reminds me of that old Buck Rogers cereal. You know the one with the rocket ships and the, well, that's about all I remember about it. You know what? This reminds me of that old Flash Gordon cereal. I think it was the one where there was a villainous fella, I guess you could call him merciless. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about. Where's the bathroom? The toilets here must really be something else. Say, do you think there's a doodle dogs on this ship? How much do you think this rig costs? I've got to say at least 10,000 big ones. Oh, what's this? This'll make a handsome mantelpiece. I'll keep this as a memento of my many heroic endeavors. Another artifact of American valor. This keepsake speaks of noble deeds. I'll hold on to this as a reminder of brave sacrifices made. A real treasure to be cherished forever. A token of heroism. I'll preserve this as a symbol of American resilience. Let this stand as an emblem of selfless heroism. The fight's just getting started. Now that was uncalled for. A mere scratch won't break my resolve. You may bruise me, but I'll never yield. Is that all you've got? You fight without honor, I see. Dirty tactics won't defeat me. You fight without honor, fiend. A minor setback, this. Now the true test of a hero begins. I'll turn this defeat into a triumph. Let my mother know I died not in vain. I'll overcome this adversity. Mark my words, my legacy will live on. America's spirit will live on. My journey might end, but America persists. That was a doozy. Lights out, evildoer. I've seen better fights in the schoolyard. Enjoy your nap. Justice prevails once again. Sleep tight. Nighty-night. Down for the count. Down you go, foe. Justice is served. Rock-a-bye Batty. Tyranny meets its rightful end. Evil's demise, America's rise. Evil slain, freedom reigns. Justice prevails, evil fails. Freedom fights on, evil ends here. The flag stands tall, no escape from justice. A true patriot always prevails. You'll always be a cut above the rest. Say, they really had a split personality. Come on, chop chop. Operator, I think we've been disconnected. Thanks. You've really made this a night to dismember. That's what I call a cleave encounter. Out of my way, I'm here to save the day. You're about to be on the receiving end of justice, pal. Your arrogance will be your downfall. You may have the power, but I have the unwavering support of my pool of pals. Your tyranny won't stand against liberty. Evil like yours always meets its end. My guns deliver justice, not empty threats. I'll protect the innocent from your twisted ideology. Evil can never extinguish the light of liberty. The stars and stripes will never falter. In the face of evil, America triumphs. The American spirit cannot be defeated. I've had enough of your feeble provocations. I always let my actions speak for me. Evil trembles in the face of true courage. Is that the best you can muster? Your defeat is written in the stars. True patriots never bow to tyrants. The land of the free fears no evil. You're about to learn a lesson in American resilience. The Sentinel of Freedom is reborn. Back from the ashes, ready to serve. Reawakened to thwart evil's wicked designs. Even death cannot defeat me. I'll get it right this time. I'm reborn with renewed purpose. That your best shot, space bug? Curse your chitinous hide! Your extraterrestrial weaponry is indeed impressive. All right, insect, I'll give you that one. Lucky shot, space roach. I've fought uglier, deadlier things than you. Like Captain Von Nuisance. This blood means I'm still alive to stop you. You broke my skin, but not my resolve, parasite. Okay, bug breath. Now you're really asking for it. Your alien arrogance will be your undoing. Oh, what's this? Not for me, I guess. Don't know what that is, don't want to know. That's, for me, I suppose. Well, Space Bug, you win this round. You just stirred up a hive called United States of America. No one try to lay an egg inside me, okay? 'Cause if you do, there will be heck to pay. Tell the boys back home I went down doing what I loved, stomping bugs. The war's not over, just this soldier's part in it. Me dying inside a secret level? Didn't see that coming. And stay squashed. Such large eyes, yet you didn't see that coming. Is this the best the brood's got? Perish, parasite! Your hive mind can't comprehend a man who fights alone. And I thought the Axis were pests. I don't take kindly to overgrown insects. So much for your superior biology. This hive's getting smaller by the minute. You chose the wrong secret level to infest. Boy, you really laid an egg. From beyond the stars to beneath my boot. Your queen's lost another pawn. Back, you overgrown cockroach. America doesn't bow to alien invaders. Keep chittering, I'll still knock your teeth out. Quite the fancy carapace, but it too will crack. You're creepy, crawly, and about to be clobbered. Someone needs to be fumigated. You may come from the stars, but you'll die in the mud like all tyrants. Do I smell pheromones? Your monstrous ways end here, brood. Love a good fireworks show. I continue to blow past expectations. Kapow! Well, aren't I a blast from the past? I don't do things halfway. Let's tie up this loose end. Tangled up in trouble. Quite a gripping experience. I've got this all wrapped up. That did it. Attaboy. Improvise, adapt, and overcome. Working smart. That's called thinking on your feet. Victory comes in many forms. Easy does it. Bingo! Let us see if death has improved your skill, fiend. Perhaps you'll remain deceased this time. It'll take more than an extra pair of appendages to defeat Deadpool. Begone, you reanimated reprobate. Prepare to be slain once more. Ah, fellow swordsmen. En garde. That's French, which loosely translates to, prepare to be shish kebabbed. Though your blades be swift, you've sided with evil, and that will be your undoing. That and choosing to face me, of course. It's one thing to swing a blade, it's another thing to know how to use it. All right, player. Let's give this masked menace a swift lesson in skilled swordsmanship. Remember, player, look like an innocent flower, but be the serpent under it. Wise words from the bard himself. Player, have no fear, for I am here. Though the locale be exotic, I assure you, honored player, our victory shall be quite straightforward. Onward, player! There may yet be a commendation in this for us. Well, for me, anyway. This glorious tale will be retold in a special deluxe edition, I'll wager. Be sure to look for my guest appearance in next month's Daring Mystery Comics. Kids, don't forget to send in 25 cents for a special limited edition Deadpool figural ashtray. Where am I again? I'm not sure I remember what I'm supposed to be doing. Oh well, I'm not one to tell tales, but the reason you haven't seen Whizzer in a while is that he's got a crippling case of kidney stones. This isn't Louisiana, is it? Another trinket entrusted to my care. Aha! What a hopeless accumulator am I! Let's get you out of the fray, shall we? The stuff that dreams are made of. Or not. I claim you in the name of justice. To leave such treasures simply cast aside. Shameless! I accept your surrender. No one left behind. What, no fanfare? Ah, well, this too shall be mine. Cheese and crackers, that stings. Not the face, not the face! Hold on there a minute. Play fair. Ooh, not the family jewels? Heavens to Betsy, that hurt. Ah, 'twas but a lucky blow on your part. Edward G. Robinson, that smarts. More damage? Unacceptable. Oh, our hero's ultimate demise. Fade out, I'm afraid. Dead again? I wish to file a formal complaint. In the esteemed words of General Douglas MacArthur, I shall return. I would gladly die 1,000 deaths for my country. Another end, is it? Please cease this insufferable sidelining. Exit stage left. Your last counter-move was subpar, I'm afraid. Not nearly enough moxie in this one. Darn good show, sport, but alas, not good enough. No, don't get up. I can see myself out. Crude and slow, clansman. Your attack was no better than that of a clumsy child. Your sordid story ends here, friend. Aha! Deadpool strikes again. You died with honor. Sort of. Here endeth the lesson. A former martial artist, I see. Good triumphs over evil once more. Your time in this realm is done, sir. Victory, I say! This one is no more! An ex-ninja. My marvelous moves cannot be countered. Your training was incomplete, it would seem. 'Twas truly my honor to usher you into the next plane of existence. And our hero is triumphant once more. Is this the best your clan has to offer? Return and I'll cleave you not twice, but thrice. Taste steel, villain! Ah! I'm quite the Jackson Pollock, I see. It would seem a member of the Hand is now short a hand. This one won't be dancing the Charleston anytime soon. You weren't using that particular body part, were you? Prepare to be bested by none better. Do your worst, masked fiend. Yes, I see the irony of my taunts since I too wear a mask. Newsflash, your end is near. Evildoers, beware. The foe before you will be your undoing. I mean me. I'm talking about me, understand? Prepare to perish, persistent pugilist. Ready yourself for hasty dispatchment. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Come face me, you irredeemable rapscallion. Retreat or die. Yes, those are your only two options. This will not be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. Stand ready, rogue. Challenge accepted. Whatever your training, it will not be good enough, I'm afraid. You shall finish your life's journey on the tip of my sword. Well, not just the tip, mind you. No fighting style from the Far East can best my unflinching fortitude. Fisticuffs it is, then. By facing me, you've made a mortal miscalculation. Put up your dukes, scoundrel. Cower in fear, fiend. Now, can we avoid any future deaths, if you please? An enchanted encore. Wondrous. Once more unto the breach. A reissue. Glorious. I refuse to lie dormant when there's evil afoot. Back for another helping. Good, for I hunger. Hunger for victory. Curse these dastardly fiends. Is that all you've got, ninja? Ha! Takes more than that, assassin. Warming up, are we? That stung a little. Your technique needs work. You'll regret that. Must be an after-hours joint, as they say. I suppose I should have phoned ahead. Our valiant hero marches on. Ninjutsu is truly the deadliest martial art of them all. Must hand it to the Hand. I may have fallen, but I'll never kneel. Guess I didn't predict that maneuver. In the words of General MacArthur, I shall return. Common assassin. Sneaky, but not sneaky enough. I'm an unbeatable fighting force. You didn't count on my razor-sharp system of action response. I've barely worked up a sweat. Honorless killers all meet the same end. Back to the shadows with you. Silent warrior, silent end. I've mastered the strange secrets of the iron palm, the poison finger, the tiger claw. Bet you didn't count on that. Beware! My touch spells instantaneous death. A little too flashy, if you ask me. Let's finish this. Fancy footwork isn't everything. Unhand me, hoodlum. I'm unbeatable in the art of self-defense. Enough of your martial arts mumbo-jumbo. Let's dance. Your forbidden fighting arts won't best me. A warning. I can pinpoint all of your nerve centers, pressure points, and major blood vessels. Explosive results. Freedom rings. Loudly. That's a shot heard round the world. Tyranny is toast. I pledge allegiance to that explosion. Did I get your attention? Got it. It's all in the wrist. Not bad for an old soldier. Well timed. Not my first rodeo. That did it. Gotcha. Timing is everything. A soldier's work is never done. No sweat. Sometimes it's just that simple. Quick thinking pays off. Right place, right time.